Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Back here one final time in pregame. It's countdown to tip-off, brought to you by L&L Advisors. Open enrollment time is, well, it's winding down now. It is over, and it is pretty much take a deep breath and make sure that you did the right thing by going to see L&L Advisors. They're a proud supporter of all things Southeast of Saline Trojans. Let's go over starting lineups for you. First for the Beloit Lady Trojans. They are 1-1 on the season. This is their first league game as well. They will start Peyton Remus, a 5'4" junior point guard. She was an all-league selection a year ago. She is averaging in the first two games so far this season 8.5 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Along with her will be Olivia Wright, a 5'9" sophomore, second on the team in scoring with 9 points per game. She also grabs 5 rebounds per contest. Ashlyn Knight, a 5'6" junior, averaging 2 points, 2 rebounds per game. Jaden Follis, a 5'3" sophomore, averaging 2 points a game. And Cassandra Thompson, the leading scorer and leading rebounder for these Beloit Lady Trojans. Thompson is a 5'10" sophomore, averaging 11 points per game and also 7 rebounds per contest. This is a Beloit team. So far in the season, they have had trouble scoring. Even in their win at Concordia, they only scored 36 points. In their loss against Clay Center Tuesday night, they only scored 35 points. That's been the high water mark so far for this Beloit Lady Trojan team. So scoring and offense right now, one of the keys that they are concentrating on, I'm sure, coming in to this contest. For Southeast of Saline, they're under the direction of Shauna Smith. She is also in her 7th season. She's assisted by Steve Reedy. She will start Brielle Potachik. Brielle off to a good start so far, although she was saddled with a lot of foul trouble Tuesday night against Smoky Valley. She has still scored 18 points in the first 2 games of the season. With Brielle will be Maddie Harris, a 5'5" junior. So far, Maddie has scored 20 points in the first 2 games. Rounding out the starting 5 will be Lexi Jacobson, a 5'8" junior. She has scored 8 points in each of their first 2 games. The 2 seniors, Reagan Getz, a 5'8" senior. 10 and 13, her point total so far. She was the leading scorer in the game Tuesday night against Smoky Valley. And the young lady that I'm sure Shauna Smith would love to get going here, especially in this game, is 5'7" senior Avery Castleman. The outside sharpshooter just hasn't got things going offensively, although she has been sensational on the defensive end and rebounding. She has scored 3 and 2 points, respectively, in their first 2 games. Avery Castleman, a senior, along with Reagan Getz, the 2 seniors on this team. Russ, we talked about it, a big, huge winning streak, back-to-back champions in the NCAA, 26 straight wins in league play. What are your new image audio keys to success tonight for the Lady Trojans of Southeast?
I think to get number 27 on the road here in Beloit, you go back and look at last week, Southeast Lady Trojans turned the ball over 13 times. I'm sure Coach Shauna Smith was not happy with that, but then you look at the other side, and they created 18 turnovers on Smoky Valley. So you talked about Beloit struggling to put the ball in the hoop. I think you got to come out, press defense, play hard defense, play smart defense, and win the turnover battle early.
Beloit and Southeast of Saline, perennially, they have been the top 2 ladies teams in the NCAA. Once in a while, Minneapolis will poke their toe in the door. Once in a while, you'll see Sacred Heart maybe shake the doorknob a little bit. Republic County, not really a factor over the last couple of years. Since Russell has left the league on the girls' side, it has been these 2 teams. It's been the Trojans of either Beloit or Southeast of Saline that have been able to claim the league title for the last couple of seasons. It has been Southeast of Saline, as they have had back-to-back undefeated seasons in league play, and also dating back to 3 seasons ago. It is now 26 games straight. That is unheard of, especially in the NCAA, where we see really parity in competition a lot of times. In the center circle to start this game, it will be Lexi Jacobson, and she will step in there against, it looks like, Cassandra Thompson for the Beloit Lady Trojans. Southeast of Saline, as you view it on live stream video on SalinaPost.com, wearing all purple for the first time this year. The Beloit Lady Trojans wearing white, trimmed in black and orange. Reagan Getz starts out with the basketball for the Lady Trojans. One pass to Castleman. Avery's shot is up and good. And that's one thing we talked about, Russ, was getting Avery Castleman going. She hits her first shot of the night.
Yeah, she had just enough space over here on the near side. She's not afraid to shoot it, and a great-looking shot right there by Castleman.
Southeast of Saline now has a small lead here early on after one possession to protect on defense. Up top with the basketball It will be Peyton Remus. She throws it away, and it's a turnover for Beloit. Try to go under the high post. That ball a little bit low. Here's Brielle Potacik for three. That's an air ball saved from going out of bounds by Reagan Getz. Maddie Harris has it on the sideline. She's teetering. Now a skip pass to Castleman. Three-pointer. Good! Avery Castleman hit the rim, hit the backboard, and then it fell home. 6 points on the first 2 touches for Avery Castleman. Beloit now back down on offense. They haven't even got the ball in the lane yet, and they trail 6-0 here. Southeast off to a hot start. Here's a deflected pass by Castleman. Goes out of bounds on the far side, and Beloit will keep it here. The inbounder coming to get it is Olivia Wright.
And I think we need to watch the matchup with Lexi Jacobson inside. She is playing extremely, extremely great defense early in this contest.
This is one of those teams for Southeast. They are not deep. 12 girls through all classes. We just saw 7 of them play in a JV game in which they were victorious against Beloit. So that bench is not deep. Foul trouble is really not a convenience this year for Southeast of Saline. Here's 1 shot, 2 shot, now 3 shots and foul. Beloit will have to go to the free throw line after Southeast of Saline unable to get that rebound out of the grasp of Olivia Wright, who now the official saying is fouled on the floor. Beloit will inbound underneath.
Yeah, regardless, 2 offensive rebounds. Really can't have that early right now.
Foul on Avery Castleman. It's the first foul of the game. Here's an up and under move for Beloit. That's no good. Rebound taken in again by the homestanding team here in Beloit. Southeast of Saline needs to do a better job on the defensive boards here and limit Beloit to just 1 shot.
Yeah, 3 offensive rebounds so far here for Beloit.
Kaylin Follis with the basketball. She'll play it into the high post. Now back around to the right-hand side. They'll get it in the hands of Ashlyn Knight. Knight all bottled up. Now she goes up and under, plays a pass inside, and another foul down low. This one, I believe, will be on Lexi Jacobson. Team foul number 2 for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, and so far, Southeast Saline 1 offensive rebound that has led to an Avery Castleman 3 offensive rebounds for Beloit that have turned into no points so far.
6-0, Southeast of Saline. We're about 2 minutes into this contest. Believe it or not, even though it is 6-0, Southeast of Saline, most of the ball time on offense has been spent here with Beloit on their end of the floor. Still looking for their first score of the contest. Up top with it is Peyton Remus. She'll float to the right-hand side, now sling a pass back to the left. Olivia Wright has it. Wright now goes to Kaylin Follis. Back up between the rings to Wright. They work it in now down low along the baseline. Remus has it, and then she's going to dribble out of bounds. Brielle Potacik there to help out defensively for Southeast of Saline. It's the second turnover for Beloit.
And that whole possession, Brielle Potacik did a great job switching man-to-man, jumping in front, and finishing the play off.
Little give-and-go opportunity here between Castleman and Maddie Harris. Harris in a double team. Avery probably should have either shot that ball or swung it around. The forced pass, though, goes off the hands of Maddie Harris and out of bounds. That's your first turnover for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, and I think if you're Avery, you got to take another one right there. You know, take a shot. You're 2 for 2. Get the ball up.
That's your heat check, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Follis with it on the left-hand side. Brielle Potacik there defensively, bottling her up. Beloit now gets it back to the top of the circle. Remus has it. Now she falls down in the paint. Saves it off to a teammate, though. It's into the hands of Cassandra Thompson. Back to Remus. She forces the issue against Reagan Getz, and now a foul will be called against the senior Getz.
Yeah, and a lot of time spent in the paint area right there. The ball was on the floor a lot. About 4, all 4, maybe 5 at one point. Beloit Lady Trojans in the lane holding on to that ball. So unfortunate break right there for Southeast Saline.
Free throw is up and good for Peyton Remus. She stops a 6-0 run for Southeast of Saline to start this game. 3 fouls here for Southeast. Second free throw by Remus is up and good. 6-2 is our score. Maddie Harris with it now. 5 minutes left to play. We're just underway first quarter. Abigail Pearson has checked into the contest for Southeast of Saline. She'll give it up now. Play it to Brielle Potacik. Potacik up top to Pearson. Out to Brielle, another 3. That one she dials home. The first one an air ball, the second one right on the mark. Southeast of Saline has 3 3-pointers on 4 attempts.
And the pregame warm-up has continued into the start of the game. You and I touched on it, that they just went off early in pregame and couldn't miss.
Here's a drive and a left-handed finish on the left-handed side of the basket by Cassandra Thompson. That's the first field goal for Beloit here in this game. Now Southeast of Saline with a shot that comes up empty. Beloit with the defensive rebound.
Yeah, a great job by Avery Castleman right there running the floor, just unable to get that layup to fall.
Approaching the halfway mark of the first quarter. Beloit with the basketball. Kaylin Follis has it. Now she'll play it back out to Remus. She's in the keyhole. Now step back three. Too strong, no good. Fight for the rebound. One by the shortest girl on the floor, Brielle Potacek. Here comes Potacek now in transition. A little hesitation dribble. She plays it to Harris in the corner. Now to Pearson on the secondary break. That touched every part of the rim and then fell out. Addison Rohr tried to get the rebound. She's in the game for Southeast of Saline, but could not, and Beloit will take it. 3:42 left to play, first period. 9-4 is our score. Southeast leading.
I think you got to continue on the defensive side right now, playing great, excellent man-to-man defense.
The Southeast team can switch defenses like lightning crashes. They'll go from man-to-man to a 1-3-1 to a full-court zone. Doesn't matter. They like them all right now, playing man-to-man against these Beloit Trojans. Beloit spending a lot of time on offense here, making Southeast work. Here's a shot now from the right-hand elbow. That's no good. Fight for the rebound. Beloit brings it out, but then Addison Rohr tears it away. Nice job there by the sophomore Rohr, taking that rebound away from Beloit and then drawing the foul.
Yeah, and a great job there by Rohr to take that one away, but yet another offensive rebound, the fourth of this quarter already for Beloit.
Ashlyn Knight guilty of the foul. That is Beloit's first foul. Avery Castleman and Brielle Potacek will check out. Lexi Jacobson back into the fray, along with Reagan Getz. Those two checked out momentarily and got a quick break. Shauna Smith will keep these Trojans moving from Southeast of Saline. In and out of the games, quick water, and back into the contest. This bench goes about 3 deep. She'll play a total of 8 most of the time. Pearson doesn't even get set. Splashes home a 3. Abigail Pearson picks up where she left off after that JV game. The freshman has 3. 12-4. Beloit looking at this Southeast defense, trying to crack the code right now. High screen, that'll knock Harris off her path. Now Southeast has to switch. Maddie now recovering, going back to the defensive assignment of Peyton Remus. Left-hand side with the basketball is Ashlyn Knight. She loses it. Now Southeast up the floor. Has it poked away. They will inbound underneath their own basket.
Yeah, and you're 4 for 7 right now from deep, but it all is stemming from the defensive end, like just creating turnovers and yet not turning the ball over on fast breaks.
Remember opening night against Heston, they shot 50% from behind the arc. They were 9 of 18. Abigail Pearson has it between the rings, back to Harris. She wants some of the action. Got it. Maddie Harris splashes another one home for Southeast of Saline. They have 5 3-pointers. I don't care about the paint right now.
Yeah, you don't need to when you're shooting the ball like this, and that was against the 2-3 zone. All the rest of them they have made have been against man-to-man, but that one just as open as it was against man.
That is a well-known tendency for Beloit. They do, most of the time, zone up baseline inbounds plays when they're trying to protect the basket. 15-4 the score. It's an 11-point advantage for Southeast now playing on defense. And Beloit has really had trouble with this man-to-man defense. Underneath, cracking open was Olivia Wright. Had to go up and get that pass, and she comes down with it and then tied up by Pearson. Pearson got a chunk of that basketball. The arrow still favors Beloit, and they will have it here underneath their own basket as Brielle Potacek checks back into the game. She will relieve Maddie Harris, and with 1:23 left to go here in the first quarter, Beloit wants a 30-second timeout. We'll take it. Southeast of Saline up by 11 here early on KINA.
Need to make a power purchase by year's end? Can-Equip has got you covered. With 14 locations, you'll find quality pre-owned inventory changing daily. Browse inventory right from your smartphone at canequip.com to see what's available. Looking for something specific? Visit Can-Equip in Salina and talk to a sales professional to help you find it before the year is out.
Can-Equip you. You're listening to Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA.
Live stream video of tonight's contest on SalinaPost.com. Thanks to our friend Brian Dennett, and also presenting Salina Ortho. Beloit and Southeast of Saline. Lady Trojans from Southeast off to a quick start here. They have 5 3-pointers and lead at 15-4. Traveling violation out of the timeout for Beloit. And Russ, that always hurts. When you're a coach, you call a timeout. You want that possession to be productive, but yet a turnover here for Beloit.
Yeah, that's the absolute worst you can do coming out of a timeout. You throw it up, try to run a set play, Southeast does a great job. This man-to-man defense, seeing it first time in person, is just extremely, extremely impressive.
Castleman with the ball right wing. She'll play it back near the Trojan logo at half court here in Beloit to Potacek. Now Brielle floats to the left. Reagan gets top of the circle. Got it to go. I feel like I don't even have to call these anymore. We should just assume that they're all good. Holy cow, 6 3-pointers for the Lady Trojans from Gypsum.
And a design set play right there to run her through a middle screen at the free throw line, closed off. Neither one of the two guarding the high post stepped out, and just lethal.
Here's a deflection by Southeast of Saline, a travel that went uncalled on Beloit. And then they lose the basketball along the baseline. They will keep it somehow, though, here on their own end of the floor. It's like during that 30-second timeout, Steve Reedy went down his chart and he went, well, Reagan doesn't have a 3 yet. Let's get her one.
Yeah, you might as well get everybody on the board early, but agree. I mean, just the offense. The defense is leading to the offense right now. This man-to-man is extremely, extremely phenomenal, led by Brielle Potacek early in this game.
Potacek right now waiting on Remus to inbounds, and she will pick her up. Peyton Remus having trouble getting the ball inbounds. She finally does, and now a ball thrown into the backcourt. Beloit trying to chase it down, and they do right before the stripe. Having to go all the way out to get it, it was Olivia Wright, about 35 feet from the basket. Now another ball thrown off of a teammate's leg, a tie-up situation, and the arrow in favor of Southeast of Saline. They can close the quarter out here if they so choose. 20 seconds left to play here in the first.
Yeah, and after that jump ball, Maddie Harris quick to check in right there. So I think you design one play here for one shot.
18-4, looking to extend that lead, going to the second. Buzzer offense is what I like to call it as they close quarters. Wasn't very good for Southeast of Saline until the fourth quarter against Smoky Valley. They have the clock down to 4 here. Potacek in the corner for 3. Why not? Go ahead and put the cap on the first quarter. 7 3-pointers for Southeast of Saline, and they are pulling away. 21-4 is our score at the end of 1. You're listening and watching on SalinaPost.com to Lady Trojan basketball. Southeast of Saline leads Beloit here on KINA.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We're a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Salina Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salinaortho.com. Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
21-4 our score as we start second quarter action. Devin Haney, Russ Kossel back here at Beloit's Gymnasium. Southeast of Saline might burn this place down before this game is over. If they can keep this alive, holy cow, Russ, 7 trays in the first quarter of action.
Yeah, Southeast has made more threes than points that Beloit's put up on the board.
Here's a loose ball. Maddie Harris down on the floor after it. Then it squirts away. It ends up in an uncontested layup for Beloit, but they cannot get it. Now a dual possession on the rebound will give the basketball back to SES.
Yeah, and yet another turnover created by this man-to-man defense. Another great, great job by all 5 ladies out there on the floor.
5 turnovers for Beloit, just 1 for Southeast of Saline. That also explains their lead along with this hot shooting. Here's Jacobson with it. She's going to drive in, take a 2-pointer right inside of the free throw line. Can't get it to go, but got her own rebound and then knocked to the deck. Avery Castleman was unleashing a 3, but the foul called before that against the Beloit Lady Trojans. Marley File with the foul. That is her first personal. She is seeing her first action. Second team foul against the Beloit Trojans.
It's almost weird calling a 15-foot jump shot with this Southeast Saline team already this early.
Yeah, I wonder if she didn't get the email that it was just 3-point night or what. I don't know. There's Castleman with it now along the short corner. Harris, she's going to try the reverse layup, hit the bottom of the backboard as Olivia Wright came over to contest it. And now here comes Beloit working back the other way. Right to left they go. Beloit wearing their white home jersey. Southeast of Saline in purple for the first time this year. And now a drive by Peyton Remus, and a foul will be called here against Southeast of Saline with 59 seconds into the second quarter.
And I think you give up 4 offensive rebounds in the first quarter that only lead to 2 points. So that just tells you give up an offensive rebound, you just got to reset and go back to it.
Reagan Getz guilty of her first foul. First free throw up and no good for Remus. She has half their points. She has 2 of the 4 that Beloit has put up so far.
And mind you, Beloit's only made 1 field goal. Those first 2 points came off of 2 free throws.
Second free throw on the way. That one rattles out as well. Now the ball being tapped around and unsecured, and it will stay with Beloit.
Yeah, just unable to corral that one right there as it come off the rim, a little awkward.
21-4. 6:57 left to go before halftime. Here's a poke by Abigail Pearson. Lexi Jacobson coast to coast after she picks it up and scores. Transition bucket there for Lexi. Now she is on the board with her first basket of the game.
Yeah, once again, just led by a great play inside by Abigail Pearson to poke that one away as they almost get a near steal once again.
There's Maddie Harris now trying to take it away, diving into the backcourt. Beloit straddling the line, and a foul will be called here on Lexi Jacobson, and she was out there with Maddie Harris trying to shake things free.
And I don't think you can be upset about that foul. I mean, yeah, you're 45 feet away from the basket, but the ball's rolling on the floor. You go get on the floor to dive for it, and you just unfortunately grab the arm of the offensive player, but a great hustle early.
5 team fouls for Southeast of Saline. Getz and Jacobson each have 2, so want to be careful about them. They are both on the bench right now as Emma Zerflew has checked into the game. It's Pearson, Zerflew, along with Castleman, Potachik, and Harris. Beloit gets one in down low. They can't make the field goal, but another foul called here on Southeast of Saline. That will result in Beloit free throws.
Yeah, they're going to get that one on Brielle Potachik right there. She kind of came over to help and got there late, and the shot was already up, and she tried to swipe it out and just missed it.
First foul on Brielle. She was battling foul trouble all night long, it seemed like, Tuesday against Smoky Valley. Brecken Boudreau, a freshman here for Beloit at the free throw line. She missed the first but got the second, and Beloit has their first point of the second quarter. Southeast quickly down the floor. Here's Potachik for 16 feet. That's no good. Rebound on the weak side by Zerflew to Pearson. Her three-pointer airballed. Potachik's going to save it. Now Beloit has brief numbers going back the other way. They'll pass it up the floor in the middle. Dakota Gray, another freshman for Beloit, has it. And now a turnover for Beloit. As they coughed it up, Maddie Harris came away with it, and Peyton Remus commits the foul.
So Beloit had numbers early there, and then the ball handler picked it up on the far side, was able to get it ahead, and they had a 2-on-1 quick if she turns and goes to the hole, but she turned around the other way and threw it away at about the midcourt stripe.
Zerflew, Harris, Potachik in the backcourt. Castleman's floating around along the baseline, now on the block on the left-hand side. Here's Brielle into the middle of the paint. Her 12-footer up no good. Gets her own rebound off the tip from Castleman. Back to Zerflew. Her shot kisses the front of the rim, and the rebound torn away here by the Beloit Lady Trojans. Cassandra Thompson has it. 5:30 left to go before halftime. We will hook up with Bryson Flax and talk about the number 1 team in Class 3 in the state of Kansas. There's a hustle play by Southeast of Saline. That's one. They'll take possession away from Beloit once again. Potachik has it on the left-hand side. She'll speed around now, come back to the middle, play it right-hand side to Zerflew. Emma wants to drive baseline. Shut off there. Now she'll play it back out to Harris. Beloit trying. Go ahead.
Great drive starter right there by Brielle Potachik, setting that offense up.
Brielle spun free off of a screen, and she's going to get her third three-pointer of the night. Brielle Potachik has 9.
Yeah, and like I said, she set that up. She had to drive in, kind of unclear, backed it out. 2 passes right back to her for a wide-open 3.
29-5 is our score. Now inside, another foul called. If there's one thing that Southeast is doing wrong right now, it's just too many fouls. But as you said and you touched on, you can't really blame the fouls because they are just playing super, super aggressive defense.
Yeah, and I think the effort has been even more as this game's kind of went on. When the ball's going in the hoop for you and you get 3 every time you're shooting the ball, you kind of get jacked up a little bit.
This is a 1-and-1. On the board, they have 33 fouls on Southeast. It's not quite that many, but it kind of seems like it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That last foul did go on Abigail Pearson. So, got the first end of the 1-and-1.
Pearson, her first foul. First free throw was made by Brecken Boudreau. Second one missed. Potacek has it up the floor. On the left wing, free throw line extended. Couple of crossover dribbles. Now she'll hand it off to Zerflu. Emma lets an 18-footer fly and makes it good. Emma Zerflu's first varsity basket of the season.
And that's big for this team. Like you said, there's only 12 girls on the roster, so I mean, you get in foul trouble, it's next girl up, and you got to come in and step up, and that's exactly what Emma did right there.
You look at the bench when the starter's on the floor, Zerflu's 2 or 3. I mean, she's coming early. So big minutes for her here in this game against Beloit. Halfway through the second quarter, 28-6. Southeast of Saline leading. Here's a little baseline hop that is put up and in by Boudreau. The freshman has come off the bench here for Beloit, and now she's leading the way. Boudreau with 4 points for the Beloit Trojans. 3:59 left to go here in the second quarter. It's a timeout and a full timeout. We will step aside and take it as well. 28-8, Southeast of Saline leading this one here on KINA.
The Southeast of Saline School District has a long-standing reputation for excellence. This excellence in public education has been a source of great pride and one of the factors contributing to the quality of life in our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation works in partnership with the USD 306 School District and the community that it serves to maximize student potential, thereby creating a lasting legacy, not only for our children, but for our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation salutes the Trojans sports program.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Hey, Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Work hard, play hard. Good luck, Trojans, from Roselawn Memorial Park in Salina. To learn more, visit roselawsalina.com.
Back here in Beloit, Southeast of Saline leading big. 28-8 is our score. Their biggest lead so far has been 24 points. Southeast of Saline early on in this game, especially first quarter, just white hot from the three-point line. Here's Pearson inside, trying to work against 3 different Beloit defenders. Will draw the foul, and Abigail Pearson will go to the free throw line.
And Abigail is having a great first half on both ends of the floor. Maybe not in the scoring column, but setting screens, on the ball, rebounding, and on the defensive end, playing in the defending the high post position, just like a three-quarter front almost with that one arm up in the air and just getting her hand on every pass that comes up there.
It's one of the things I admire about the freshman. She is not afraid to go in and bang on people. I mean, she is down there for physical play. She does a really good job at it. And offensively, she was able to post there and get a couple free throws, though she missed them both. The ball now squirts free off of Brielle Potacek. Pearson tried to save it and cannot, and it will go back the other way to Beloit. That foul, by the way, on Peyton Remus for Beloit, that is her second foul out of the 14 fouls for the Lady Trojans from Beloit. 3:35 left to go here before halftime. 28-8 is our score. Southeast of Saline leading it. Kaylin Follis with the basketball. Up top here against a Southeast of Saline trapping zone. Beloit's going to drive to the bucket, try to get a score. They cannot. Maddie Harris brings it out. One-handed pass up the floor. Jacobson, and one. Lexi Jacobson caught that ball in a precarious spot in the middle of the lane. She went ahead, stuck a dribble in there, Russ, got herself to the right-hand side of the basket. It was almost a reverse lay-in as her just airness took over. She was able to float around enough in order to get the foul and the basket.
Yeah, and let's go back where that play started. Maddie Harris getting the ball, taking one dribble, eyes up, a sidearm pass up the floor, right on the numbers to allow her to take one dribble and go up, and she finishes the three-point play.
Jacobson nails the free throw. She has 5 now in this quarter. 31-8 is our score, so we approach the 3-minute mark here of the second. Beloit with the basketball on offense, and they have really had trouble against Southeast of Saline's defense. Here's a little runner in the paint. That'll go down, and it's a shot for Olivia Wright. Just the 3rd field goal for Beloit here in this game. That's Wright's first points. She's the second leading scorer on this team. Pearson for 3. That won't go. Rebound by Boudreau on the weak side. Brecken Boudreau will bring it out. Now she'll play to Remus. Remus floats right. Southeast of Saline still playing man-to-man defense. Left-hand side we go now to Kaylin Follis. Follis in front of the Southeast of Saline bench. Shauna Smith at the end of the bench, one hand on her hip.
Yeah, and Abigail Pearson right now playing inside. She's kind of playing a zone by herself, but keeping an eye on everywhere. Great job of turning her head. And now it looks like we're going to get a block on Southeast of Saline.
Addie Harris just got steamrolled inside of the paint by Cassandra Thompson. They're going to call the block on Harris. That will be for Maddie, her first foul. And a 1-on-1 situation coming up for Cassandra Thompson. It's team foul number 8 for Southeast.
Yeah, and Maddie did a great job sliding her feet right there, getting in front of the defender or the offender, and just unfortunate break right there that foul went her way.
Could have easily been player control on Thompson, but she's at the free throw line, made her first. Second one getting ready to come up here. And it's on the way, and good. 2 of 2 at the free throw line for Cassandra Thompson. Beloit has manufactured half of their points at the stripe, 6 of their 12. Here's Reagan Getz now driving and being fouled. She will go to the free throw line. That time she blew by baseline on Olivia Wright.
Yeah, just a little ball fake pass up to the point, put her head down, 2 dribbles up to the rim, and a great job of getting there for Reagan Getz.
Getz has 2 free throw opportunities coming up. She makes the first. Now she has 4 points.
And I think you're right. Southeast switched to that 1-3-1 zone there for about 2 possessions and then right back to the man-to-man.
Getz makes them both. 2 of 2 at the free throw line. So far, Southeast of Saline here in this quarter. And it's all the free throws they have shot for the half. They didn't have any attempts in the first quarter. Southeast is 3 of 5. Back inside, they go to Boudreau. She's going to pitch it back out. To somebody wearing number 11 that I don't have on my roster. There's a shot now up and in by Cassandra Thompson.
11 for Beloit, Autumn Lorenz.
Thank you. Shot by Southeast is no good, and it goes out of bounds off of Southeast back over to the Beloit Trojans. 33-14 is our score. It's a 19-point game. 1:38 left to go here in the second quarter. Just a couple minutes away here from our halftime break, brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories and also Bryson Flax visiting the booth.
Abigail Pearson getting a much-needed break. Brielle Potachik backing into the game.
Brielle off to a good start so far in this one. She has 9. Remus with it up top, kills her dribble, now wanting to go in the lane. That ball being poked away by Avery Castleman. Southeast, though, couldn't take it away, and now a bunny down low by Olivia Wright. Boy, that was unfortunate for Southeast. A little bit of a run here for the Beloit Lady Trojans. 33-16. They have almost a renewed energy here about them. 1 minute left to go. Gets on the right-hand side, one-on-one, doesn't want it. And now a timeout called for Southeast of Saline. A 30-second timeout will step aside as well. Under a minute left to go. Back to round out the first half after this on KINA.
Troublesome car repair and everyone has told you it cannot be fixed or it's way too expensive? Try McCam Auto Service in Gypsum, Kansas. They do quick, dependable work and provide the lowest hourly rate in the area. McCam Auto will service your vehicle from front to back and everything in between. They treat you and your car like a friend or even family. McCam Service specializes in engine and transmission rebuild. 701 Maple, Gypsum, Kansas. Wouldn't trust anyone else with my family car. So, if your repair seems grim, remember McCam. Give them a call today to make your appointment.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
Under a minute left to go here in the first half of action. Southeast of Saline, 33, Beloit, 16. Devin Haney, Russ Kossel here, high atop the court in Beloit. We're up here where the cheap tickets are.
Yeah, I left my glasses in my office, so I'm struggling to see up here.
Got the StubHub Groupon pass. Southeast with it out of the timeout. Potachik has it. She'll swing it around. Everybody touching the ball here for Southeast. Castleman tried to go into Jacobson. She was not open, and it's the second turnover for Southeast of Saline.
Man, she was open about 2 passes before that.
Here's a drive now by Peyton Remus. She forces the issue, and now she will revisit the foul line. Looks like the foul is going to be on Abigail Pearson. That is her second.
Yeah, and, for Beloit, only making 4 field goals in this first half and only being down 19 points. I mean, you kind of got to look at that as, hey, we're getting them from the stripe. The first one there is good.
3 of 5 from the free throw line so far is Peyton Remus. Second one rolls off. She stays at 50%. Southeast will have their last say at it here. I don't think Shauna Smith has any problems burning the last 33 seconds on this possession. Southeast starts to spread it out a little bit as Castleman comes out way away from the basket. Now here comes Brielle Potacek on the right-hand side. She'll take custody of the basketball. 20 left on the clock. 33-17 the lead for Southeast. Trying to add to that before they hit the locker room. Clock down to 12. Harris with it. Crosses over on the defender. Once, twice. Now goes right-hand side to Potacek. Jacobson has it in the corner. Now back to Maddie Harris. Clock to 4. Lob pass over the top. Castleman. It comes out short. Beloit with the rebound, and that will do it for the first half. 33-17 our score. When we come back, we'll have numbers from the first half. We'll also have a conversation with boys head coach Bryson Flax. It's all coming up on the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report. Lady Trojans leading it here at the break, 33-17 on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the AmSoil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the southeast of Saline Trojans.
Hi everyone, it's Winnell Garrettson from SalineHomes.com. It's a new Trojan basketball season and our coaches have devised a solid game plan. Just like basketball, to reach your goals in the real estate game, we need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country, one call to me and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalineHomes.com.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap. Shot at the horn! Stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Now, let's get back to the gym for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here at halftime on KINA, also live stream video once the action resumes on SalinaPost.com. 33-17 our score. Southeast of Saline with a big first quarter here. 7 3-pointers in the first quarter. 21-4 they led at the end of one. Now 33-17 here at halftime. Our chance to sit down and catch up with Southeast of Saline boys head coach Bryson Flax, brought to you by Frisbee Construction. And coach, a big win for you on your home floor on Tuesday night, 70-38. You go down to 2-0 on the season, and this is really a game of two halves. 5-point game at halftime. You even trailed by a point at the end of the first quarter. And just kind of looking back at that game and a little bit of a conversation we had before the contest, you thought maybe Smoky Valley would play two defenses. When they went from zone to man, it just seemed to open the floodgates for your Trojans.
Yeah, and probably a little bit before that, we were getting excellent shots. You know, we just really weren't converting. But once we started hitting some shots and getting a little better movement, better spacing, and then obviously started creating a couple turnovers here and there and being able to run out a little bit and you know, all in all, I thought once we settled in and figured it out, I thought we played pretty well. So it was a good test for us, though, early.
I was thinking about just kind of the big picture of things over the last 3 or 4 years. It seemed like there were nights that you were really, really good or in a dogfight in the first half, either or. And coming out of the locker room in the third quarter, things just weren't good. And I remember you and I having the conversations of, how do you get a better start in the second half? It just seemed to be your Achilles heel for so long.
Yeah.
Last year, that went away. It almost flipped a complete 180 to where now the third quarter is really your quarter of strength. Is there a rhyme or reason to that? Is it just a mentality and confidence from the guys or what?
Yeah, I think probably just a little bit of everything. I think that this group has matured a ton, you know, and a lot of them were playing major minutes during those struggles, you know, but no, I think that they've grown up, they've matured, they understand what I'm after, and likewise, you know, I know how many buttons I can push before, you know, something blows up. So so that's kind of the goal, is to figure that out. And once you figured it out, then you're usually all right.
15 points out of Luke Gebhardt. I know your expectations for Luke are high, but I also realize right now we've talked about football almost to the point of exhaustion. He has to be tired. He has to be banged up. To get 15 out of him early on in this part of the season is fantastic.
Yeah, and he took quality shots, too. It wasn't just, he got 15 because he shot a bunch.
Yeah.
But he's so stinking competitive. He's a different kind of animal, and obviously I told him survive till Christmas, and then we'll get you a little rest. So that's kind of the game plan, and he's doing a great job for us.
Carson Peel is kind of the engine that makes that Smoky Valley team go. He's a veteran. He's a senior, averages 10 points a game. Drake Augustine did a really, really good job on Carson Peel. He held him to one free throw make.
Yeah, and truthfully, it wasn't that wasn't Drake's fault. That was on a tech. So,
yeah.
No, Drake did a great job. And I thought, even looking back in our first game against Heston, I thought he did a great job against the Proctor kid. That it's just a different kind of score, right? But Smokey goes as he goes, I feel, and Drake did an excellent job. And I told Drake, well, what's kind of happened is that used to be Luke's role, right? Luke always guarded the top dog, and we were going to try and shut him down, and really what we're trying to do, not only preserve Luke a little bit, but show off some of what Drake can do, and he is a gnat defensively. He can go 94 feet right in your chest, and that wears on guards. It definitely wears on guards. So he's doing a great job, and when he gets a little blow, Drew Richardson comes in and does the same thing,
yeah.
and it's I wanted to play the way we played the last 2 years since I got here, and we just weren't able to, and I feel like we're there now, so we're taking advantage of it.
You made the comment to me before the game that you would put your bench players up against anybody else's bench in the state, and even a lot of people's starters. What are your practices like? That has to be a great feeling in practice because you're making each other better.
Yeah, it's really competitive, and we do several competitive things, but one thing that the guys really like, we play these little scenario mini games, and I always tell them, I'm just going to make it simple. U5 versus U5, and let's get after it. And I don't switch teams much, and they really do get after it. And so my reserves won the other day. And that wasn't the first time, by the way, but my reserves won the other day. And you can imagine Jake with Luke and how that might have been, but it was fantastic. That's the kind of stuff that's making everybody better.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, that's a dream scenario when you have that many kids where you can actually get after it after practice. Sometimes your practices are your toughest competition during the week. I mean, let's face it. When you come into tonight, you have the Beloit Trojans. This is always an interesting matchup with Southeast of Saline and Beloit, regardless of what sport it is. You've played really well on this gym, though, over the last couple of games. Talk about Beloit this year, and what do you expect out of them? I know they're a younger team a little bit, but they also have some guys with a lot of minutes.
Yeah, definitely, and they're going to zone us. We've watched 2 films on them, and I don't think they played more than probably 10 or 15 possessions total of man. So we're expecting a lot of zone. And with that being said, Eiler might come out and man us, who knows.
Yeah.
But we're expecting zone, which is okay. I feel like we're better against zone. We're a little more patient. They don't necessarily try and push the pace, but they will. Offensively, they're gonna move around a lot, try and get Visor in good spots, and run some high-low stuff. And they got a couple kids that can shoot threes, So they're a challenge to guard simply because they get after the offensive boards as well. So they could throw something up and have 5 guys going and getting after it, But I think if we're good defensively and we're good on the glass, we'll have some chance to get, maybe beat the zone down the court.
First league game. Good luck. We'll talk to you afterwards.
Thank you.
Bryson Flax, he's the head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. They will come in and try to take down the Beloit Trojans here tonight in Beloit. Halftime of the girls' contest. We will take a 1-minute timeout. Back with more Lady Trojan basketball in the third quarter after this on KINA.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Saline Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Saline Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salinaortho.com. Saline Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
33-17, our score here as we get ready to start third quarter action. Let's go over scoring, brought to you by Citizen State Bank in downtown Gypsum. Bank where the Trojans bank, and that's at Citizen State Bank. Real Potachik leads all scorers with 9, 6 points for Avery Castleman, 5 points for Lexi Jacobson, 5 points for Reagan Getz, 3 points for Maddie Harris, 3 points for Abigail Pearson, 2 points for Emma Zerflu. For the Beloit Lady Trojans, they're being led by Cassandra Thompson with 6, 4 points for Brecken Boudreau, 4 points for Olivia Wright, and 3 points for Peyton Remus. Southeast of Saline, 3 of 5 from the free throw line, while Beloit is 7 out of 12. Just 3 turnovers in the whole first half for Southeast of Saline, 6 turnovers for Beloit. Russ, what do you think here? Hot start for Southeast. What do they need to do here in this second half?
Continue to play defense. Continue this man-to-man defense that is leading the points on the other end. It's got to start on the defensive end.
Where is the happy median between solid defense and not fouling as much?
Maybe not so much on drives. Just move your feet. Don't lean on them. Keep your hands up. Maybe stop swiping at everything. I think probably 50% of the fouls came on drives and just trying to swipe at it. So just move your feet. Play good man-to-man defense. The help is there.
Southeast got a stop on their defensive end, and then Brielle Potachik feeds one in beautifully to Lexi Jacobson. Lexi turns and scores on the left-hand side of the basket for 2.
Yeah, and a great offensive set right there. Like I said, turnovers lead to offense, and they get a turnover on the first possession and get a bucket, an easy layup.
35-17. Southeast of Saline has led this game the entire way. Actually had a 24-point lead midway through the second quarter. 1 minute into the third quarter. Still a ton of time left. Peyton Remus will let one fly from 3, and she drains it.
And I think if you're Beloit, the ball has to go through Peyton Remus. I mean, she's your leader on the floor, and you have to get her going. And right there, Southeast comes down the floor, tries to get a pass inside, leads to a turnover. But if you're wearing white, the ball has to go through number 2 to get something set up.
And a turnover there for Southeast of Saline, trying to get it inside. It's just the 4th turnover for the Lady Trojans wearing purple. Now a 15-point game. Beloit with the basketball on their offensive end. Remus has it, now guarded by Avery Castleman. Avery trying to lock down Remus. She gets to the basket, and then Avery Castleman blocks the shot and takes it away.
Yeah, and there's a 5-inch height difference there between Remus and Castleman, so a great job by Castleman to move her feet.
Jacobson drives baseline, runs out of space, plays it back into the lane to Reagan Getz. Getz looked like she had a pass at the basket, but then stumbled up there as she got into traffic. The ball went off her toe and out of bounds. Back-to-back turnovers for the first time tonight for Southeast of Saline.
And I think you do the right thing there. There was a gap to go for the layup. You just have to be able to be under control, get the ball in both hands, take your step, and go up with it.
Here's a lob pass over the top, looking inside to Thompson. That ball denied and swatted out of bounds by Southeast of Saline. Harris, Jacobson, Potachik all in the area.
Yeah, Potachik in fronting, giving up a bunch of height to Maddie Harris. Great recognition to come over off the backside and play behind.
Remus trying to inbounds here, running out of time. She's finally going to float one in, and a basket that is up and no good from Olivia Wright. Rebound cleared away by Avery Castleman. She'll get it to the fancy dribbling of Maddie Harris. Harris down the floor. Nobody came out on her. Maddie had a free pass from 3. She's going to give it up, though, to Brielle Potachik, and that one just won't go down. Boy, you'd almost like to see Maddie come down the floor and pop that, maybe get the defense's attention later.
Yeah, I think you got to right there. You have to shoot the ball that wide open.
Here's a forced shot up by Beloit. That's no good. A Lady Trojan will save it. Reagan gets the rebound. She wants to run up the near-hand sideline. Avery Castleman. Little up and under move by Castleman. She lost the basketball. Now it's on the floor, and that will save Southeast of Saline from making 3 turnovers on 4 trips as the ball on the floor ends up with the light in favor of purple.
Yeah, if you're looking for a $100 move right there, the old up and under, she got $99 of it. Just couldn't quite get it around to get it up. Just had it poked away.
Off the inbounds, they come into Castleman. Now to Harris. Patochik was the inbounder. She gets it back for 3. In and out, no good. Jacobson taps the rebound. Boy, Lexi is so good at that. Here's Harris now on a drive. Might have got away with a travel there. The Beloit bench sure thought so. Now he had that trail leg pegged down to the floor, though. Here's Jacobson coming across. Her shot up is no good. Pearson underneath on the weak side. Abigail Pearson had just checked in. She was able to get the basketball off the rim on the weak side, buried underneath the rack. She is fouled, and she will go to the free throw line.
And Pearson did a great job of even getting the ball up to the rim. Her whole right shoulder and arm being dragged down, just being the stronger girl down there to even get it up for a chance to go in.
First free throw misses. She is 0 of 3 from the free throw line. I'd like to see her get off the schneid here and make one on her second attempt. On the way, she got it.
And I think if you're Southeast of Saline now going forward, Brielle Patochik doing a great job. You got to shoot the ball if you're open. The way you're shooting the ball in this game, if you're open, take the shot. If you don't get it and get the offensive rebound, either go back up or pull it all the way back out, set something back up.
We know Beloit's done a really good job hitting the offensive boards tonight, but so is Southeast on their end when they're on offense. They've got some second chance opportunities.
Yeah.
Here's a foul now inside. Beloit trying the entry pass. And the foul will go against Avery Castleman, I believe. And it is her second.
And you touch back on that offensive rebound in the first half. Southeast Saline only had 3 offensive rebounds, but all 3 of those offensive rebounds led to points. Beloit had 5 offensive rebounds that led to 2 free throws.
There's a wild shot by Beloit inside, missed. Castleman gets the rebound. Back now on offense for Southeast of Saline. Castleman will swing it around, ends up right wing, Maddie Harris. Harris now to Patochik. So Pearson along the baseline. Castleman from 10. That won't go. Fight for the rebound. Taken in by Cassandra Thompson. Beloit has it.
Castleman kind of short-armed that one. She didn't know whether she wanted to shoot it or take another drive and just kind of short-armed it to the front of the rim.
Halfway through the third quarter, Abigail Pearson nearly got a steal. Now Thompson unattended. She tried to make an extra pass, and it's going to be taken away by Avery Castleman. Up the floor to Jacobson. One-on-one at the rim. Lexi wins.
And that goes all the way down to Pearson's defense right there. She did not get the turnover, but she caused that whole play to start being defending it at the block, going up to the free throw line to knock it away and leading to the fast break.
Lexi Jacobson has 9. Here's Remus inside. Had her shot blocked, but she got it back. Second attempt, no good. Avery Castleman has a rebound on every single trip down the floor, it seems, for Southeast of Saline. Man, she is playing well.
Yeah, Castleman having a great game early in the year so far. An almost perfect game, I would say.
Pearson on the drive, stops in front of 2 defenders. That one won't go off the rim.
And the one thing I'd like to see from Pearson on the offensive end, she does a great job as we're going to get a timeout here by Beloit. Slow down a little bit going up, and that'll come with time, but you have to slow down as we get a 30-second timeout.
38-20 is our score. We have not gone over games in the area tonight. We will check in on South versus Central. They have now narrowed this Mayor's Cup battle between the Mustangs and the Cougars down to 1 meeting a year, so they're going to play this one meeting over at Kansas Wesleyan. Abilene is at Augusta. We will see the Abilene Cowboys and Cowgirls on campus for a home game on Tuesday. El Saline plays Solomon. Concordia is at Smoky Valley. Bishop Ward is at Chapman. And Rural Vista plays Harrington. In the NCAA, Sylvan Lucas tonight plays Ellsworth. Republic County plays Valley Heights. Minneapolis plays Bennington. And Rossville plays Sacred Heart in Chapman. Wrestling tomorrow. Good luck to the Southeast of Saline Trojans. They will be in Minneapolis for a tournament as we check your Bennington State Bank scoreboard.
And go back to my Pearson comment. She is all over the floor. Don't get me wrong, hustling on both ends, 90 feet the whole way. When you get it and there's defense in front of you, you have to slow your body down a little bit to get the shot up, but that will come with experience.
Lob pass inside for Beloit to Dakota Gray. Gray plays it back out. Now Remus. Elbow jumper from the right-hand side. Crawls out, no good. Addison Rohr with the rebound for Southeast. Here comes Maddie Harris. Eyeball on the right-hand side. She'll go to Patochik. Brielle looks inside at Rohr. Now plays it to Getz up top. Harris now has it in front of the Southeast of Saline bench. Big stretched out motion offense here by Southeast. Pearson lost track of a basketball, has to go down low to save it, and the tie-up dual possession in favor this time of Beloit. That's the third turnover for Southeast of Saline. Here in this third quarter, they had 3 the whole first half.
Yeah, and 13 turnovers last week, creating 18 against Smoky Valley, starting to tally up. You got to slow down a little bit with this big lead on the offensive side and get good sets.
Beloit has it back, 38-20 the score, Southeast of Saline leading. Good defensive night so far for Southeast. Here's a shot along the lane, right-hand side. That won't go for Beloit. Down low, Olivia Wright had a second chance at it. That won't go. Third chance and a foul called on Southeast.
Yeah, and that goes back to offensive rebounds. I mean, you got to go up and get the ball. It's like if she's shooting it and it comes right back to her. Shoot it again, come right back. You have to step in front, get your body in there, and maybe kind of slide over and jump up and get that ball.
Addison Rohr guilty of the foul. First free throw is up and good. That is the first foul on Rohr.
In this game, the doors would be blown off even worse than they are now if Beloit wasn't shooting as good from the free throw line as they are.
Second free throw, misses. Reagan gets with the rebound. Coming up left-hand side of the floor. 2 minutes left to play here in the third. Castleman with it. She's on the floor with Getz, Pearson, Rohr, and Harris. Pearson on the left-hand side, into the paint. Nice pass to Rohr. Kick out, open, Getz for 3. Got it to go. That is the best kind of offense, playing inside out, and Reagan Getz makes it rain from 3.
And you're exactly right. Pearson has the ball at the three-point line, hits a cutter right out to get, and just phenomenal offensive set right there.
Here's a runner at the lane. Remus looking to draw the foul. She lost the basketball, but it goes out of bounds off Southeast and will stay with Beloit underneath their own basket.
And with as many fouls as Southeast had in that first half, it almost looks like Beloit's just going up trying to just throw something up and draw a foul, but you're not going to get that call with just the randomly throwing the ball up onto the rim.
Now they're going to call a foul on Southeast as Beloit tries to get the ball inbounds.
Yeah, that's going to go on Pearson. That's a good call. She kind of got beat, tried to step in front, had a little bit of grab on there, maybe unintentional, but just in the wrong place, didn't get her feet in front like she should have.
Abigail Pearson has just collected her third foul. She is the first Southeast player with 3 fouls. Ball on the floor, Castleman diving down after it. She's going to create a turnover here for Beloit, the light in favor of Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, and that's a great job by Avery Castleman. You see somebody go down, you got to go down with them. Go get the ball. Don't wait for it to come to you. A phenomenal job right there.
Comes Brielle Potacik up the timeline. She'll float now to the left-hand side. Hit Castleman coming through. Now to the right-hand side to Getz. Get pass back over the top. Castleman extra pass inside. Jacobson and Lexi gets another one to go. Beautiful feed and really good offense there. Southeast of Saline and Avery Castleman finding Jacobson on the inside.
And that was a set play to get Castleman a 3, and the pass was kind of lazy. And as soon as she got it, the double team came, and she recognized it right away for a layup.
Working on the left wing now is Beloit. Under a minute left to go here in the third period. 43-21, Southeast of Saline leading it. Here's a loose ball. Jacobson fishes it out, and they're going to call a dual possession. Boy, I didn't think that was tied up in enough time at all. It was just a touch, and Jacobson ripped it out of there, but they're going to say the light belongs to Beloit. 46 seconds left to go here in the third.
Yeah, I don't know if there was ever dual possession. It was just a lot of arms flailing around, but Southeast clearly had possession of that ball. She had it cleared, just about to ditch it out for a fast break, and then the jump ball gets called.
Beloit will inbound underneath their own basket here. Under a minute left to go in the third. They force it in for a shot that is up off the backboard. That's no good. Rebound tapped out. Jacobson will win the race. She'll continue. Now stop at the elbow and play it to Brielle Potacik. Reagan Getz has it. Reagan wants to drive to the basket. Big step coming through. Layup good. Reagan Getz now in double digits with 10.
And that's that three-point threat. She kind of squared up to shoot. The defender took one step, was off balance. She put it on the floor, 2 dribbles by one girl for a layup, and she gets a steal right here.
Here's Getz on the takeaway. Tipped it, took it away. She'll float up the floor now, right-hand side. 13 seconds left to play. Southeast a chance to close out the third period. They have, again, their biggest lead of the night at 24. Here's Castleman. She'll let a three-pointer fly. no good, too short. Rebound by Getz. She tried to tip it up, and they're going to say, yes, count it. Reagan Getz knew exactly what she needed to do. She went up, did not come down with the ball, tipped it back in, and she finishes the quarter for Southeast of Saline with 7 in the third. 47-21. Southeast of Saline with their biggest score of the night here on KINA.
The winter season may be here, but paintball fun is still waiting for you at Elite Sports. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, located 5 miles south of Salina, is open for special winter hours. Get the group together and visit Elite Sports on Saturdays and Sundays this winter from 11 until 4. Elite Sports features low-impact paintballs for the beginners or little ones, so everyone can have more fun. Visit them online at SalinaPaintballComplex.com. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, open and waiting for you this weekend.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Salina Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salinaortho.com. Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA.
Back here in Beloit, Devin Haney, Russ Kossel, Big Sam Pretty back at Studio Central. Some little kid flipping bottles next to us. 47-21 is our score. Southeast of Saline now with their biggest lead of the night. They lead it by 26 points. Beloit goes inside. Their leading scorer, Cassandra Thompson, floats. Can't get it to go. Southeast quickly back the other way. Patochik, one-hander in the paint. That won't go. Jacobson fighting down low. Lexi nearly had a putback on that weak side, but it was swatted out of bounds, and Southeast of Saline will keep it underneath their own backboard.
Yeah, Maddie Harris once again with another sidearm baseball pass, almost Luke Gebhardt-esque down the field.
Here's Patochik off the inbounds. 4-3. Count it. A dozen points for Brielle Patochik in this game. 50-21. And now we are knocking on the door of 30 points. Here's a steal. Avery Castleman. Another takeaway for Southeast. Jacobson all the way through. She got it to go. Lexi Jacobson is having a night. A baker's dozen now for the junior.
And that was almost a half-court bounce pass that bounced at the logo, hit her right in the numbers in stride, and she adjusts her body and goes right up for 2.
Southeast is going to have a running clock here for the rest of this game. Beloit gets it inside. First shot won't go. Second shot won't go. Battle for the rebound. Guess who's involved? It's Avery Castleman. You have got to be kidding me. She is just dominating the paint area tonight for Southeast of Saline. Steals, tips, takeaways on rebounds. Getting rebounds solo with nobody around her. She is playing phenomenal on the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, Castleman and Pearson are just having a dominant performance inside the paint tonight on offense and defense.
52-21. Inside, Jacobson hangs, shoots, can't get it to go, but a putback up and in. Sutton Douglas, her first varsity action, and she scores.
Yeah, and a great offensive rebound right there by Sutton.
Boy, a foul by Maddie Harris. She got blown by on the defensive side. Tried to reach over the ball handler and get that away. Brecken Boudreau went by her, but Maddie Harris commits the foul. That is number 2.
I don't know if there's a such thing as a good foul ever. I hear that all the time. That's a good foul. That one might go down in that questionable good foul category, not giving up 2 points.
Here's a shot now inside. That's going to go off the front of the rim for Thompson. And now a foul will be called against Beloit. We've only had... This is the 6th foul called on both teams combined here in this second half.
Yeah, been a much cleaner game. Southeast only having 4 fouls in this half, and I think that goes to test to their defense. I think maybe the adjustment at halftime was you got to keep your hands off. You got to move your feet, and that's exactly what they've done in the second half.
Addison Rohr inside. Lexi Jacobson, why not? She is a machine right now. Just keep feeding the beast. 15 points for Lexi Jacobson.
Yeah, just another set play done extremely well by the Southeast Lady Trojans offense.
Beloit back on offense. Southeast, though, already doing a pretty good job running away with this. Peyton Remus had it. Then she got kind of stuffed and then able to get it back and go back to the hole. She is fouled. So Remus to the free throw line. Maddie Harris on the foul there.
First free throw, no good.
6 points tonight for Peyton Remus.
Addison Rohr checking into the game for Lexi Jacobson.
Lexi goes to the bench with a new career high. Second free throw by Remus is up and good. She has 7. First points of the quarter for Beloit. We're halfway through the fourth. 4 minutes left to go. Harris out there with Getz, Rohr, also Sutton Douglas, and Maddie Harris. Harris on the drive. She'll kick it out to Addison Rohr.
Yep.
And a traveling violation called here against the Trojans of Southeast.
They kind of got stuck in that short corner behind the basket, picking the ball up on the drive, having really nowhere to go. Almost a 6 defender with that baseline right there. Just a bad spot to pick up the ball.
Sarah Feldman checks in now for Southeast of Saline. She's getting her first varsity action of the very young season. This is just a third game. Here's a drive by Remus. Very well defended that time by Harris. I thought Maddie had her tied up, but they're going to call a foul on Maddie Harris.
I think Maddie thought she had her tied up too, judging by the facial expressions, but that was a much better job. The foul, did get called, but that goes back to the adjustments from the first half to the second half. Move your feet. Don't be slapping in there at the ball. That ball got picked up low. She had her hands on it, but then the offender took it up and got a foul called.
56-23. First free throw up and good. Second one also good. 9 points for Peyton Remus. 2:42 left to go here in this one. Stay tuned with us in postgame. We'll have a Verdon Jewelers gem of the game. And we will also have final numbers for you as we make the transition from the girls' contest to a boys' game. Here's a nice drive by Emma Zerflew. Left the basket a little bit short, though. Couldn't get her own rebound. And now Southeast will go back on defense as Charlotte Knopf checks in for her first varsity action.
Yeah, and a great drive right there by Zerflew, getting by, just unable to get the shot up high enough off the backboard.
Bunch of young lady Trojans out there right now trying to close this thing out. There's a shot put up by Beloit. That's no good. Under 2 minutes left to go. Nice pass inside by Beloit, and they will score. Marley File with her first basket for the Lady Trojans. That's their first field goal of the fourth quarter, second field goal of the second half.
It's just that stymie defense that's been there really since the opening tip. They don't have, you finish the game holding a team to less than 10 field goals made. At this point, you're doing something right.
Now an and one situation coming up for Southeast of Saline as Addison Rohr able to get the basket in. She is also fouled and will go to the free throw line.
And that was a great pass by Sarah Feldman. Had it on the three-point line, looked up to score, saw an open Rohr, and hit her with that. And she finishes off the three-point play.
3 points for Addison Rohr as she throws her hat into the scoring ring. Southeast knocking on the door at 60 here. It's 59-26. Their biggest lead thus far. 33 points. Now a ball into the backcourt. Beloit will chase it down. Now bringing it up on the right-hand side. They'll play it back out. Now back into File, who just scored last trip down the floor. And Southeast will tie her up. The light in favor of Beloit. They will keep it here on their own baseline. Clock continues to roll. 20 seconds left to go. There's File inside and a foul called, and she will go to the free throw line, but that will probably do it for this game. 2 points for Marley File in the fourth quarter, and this clock is going to expire. But Boyd is going to call a timeout to stop the clock and let Marley File shoot her free throws with 7.6 seconds left. I don't mind that. It's always kind of awkward when you get a young lady going to the free throw line and then you go, nope, you can't shoot those. Go to the locker room. We're done here.
Yeah, especially with the young girls that are in for both sides right now. Let her step up and shoot these free throws as she knocks the first one down.
There's the first one. 3 points in the fourth quarter for File. Second one on the way. No good. Knopf had a shot at the rebound. Now Beloit's going to pick it up and score. See, if we didn't get that timeout, we wouldn't have got to see all that. And Beloit, with the last bucket, southeast of Saline, with another victory. For the Lady Trojans of southeast of Saline, it is league win number 27 in a row, and it is by 30 points. 59-29, our final score. Southeast of Saline moves to 3-0 on the season. Beloit drops to 1-2 on the season, and that is our final score. When we come back on the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories postgame report, we will go over final numbers of this contest. We'll also have a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game as we put a cap on another Lady Trojan victory, 59-29 over the Beloit Trojans, as you heard it here on KINA.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out. Stay safe with an inspection at Commercial Tire Company. Cold weather also drops the inflation in your tires. Get them checked today to avoid losing grip or damaging your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. For repairs that aren't tire-related, our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North Ninth, Saline.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina has something for everyone on your shopping list. They offer a vast variety of fine jewelry options and are committed to providing a highest quality service at a fair price. Free checks and cleaning on your jewelry. Check out the large selection of American Darling purses made right here in the USA. Enjoy 20% off store-wide Friday until Christmas Day. Excludes loose diamonds and repairs. Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina, where it's the little things that matter since 1884.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Time now for the Trojan postgame show on KINA. Stick around for the game recap, final stats, and reaction from the coach. This is Trojan basketball on KINA.
Back here in postgame, it's brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. After a Lady Trojan victory, 59-29, southeast of Saline goes to 3-0 on the season. Let's go over scoring for you first. For the Beloit Trojans, they were led by Peyton Remus with 9, 6 points for Cassandra Thompson, 5 points for Olivia Wright, 4 points for Brecken Boudreau, 3 points for Marley File, and 2 points for somebody that we will be naming later. We didn't have her on the roster there late. I apologize. For southeast of Saline, they were led in scoring tonight by Lexi Jacobson. She had 10 points in the second half. It is a new career high for Lexi Jacobson of 15 points. Her previous career high before this game here tonight was 14 points as a freshman. Her high last season was 12, so 15 points tonight for Lexi Jacobson. I don't think that's the ceiling for her this year. 12 points for Brielle Patacic tonight as she hit 4 3-pointers. 12 points for Reagan Getz, 6 points for Avery Castleman, all in the first quarter. 4 points for Abigail Pearson, 3 points for Addison Rohr, 3 points for Maddie Harris, 2 points for Emma Zerflu, and 2 points for Sutton Douglas. Southeast of Saline shot 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Beloit shot 12 of 20. Half as many turnovers for Southeast of Saline. They had 7 turnovers tonight while forcing Beloit into 14. Southeast of Saline's biggest lead of the game was 33 points. That was towards the end of the fourth quarter. They got this into a running clock in the first minute of the fourth quarter. And as we talked about, Southeast of Saline moves on, Russ. This is their 27th consecutive NCAA win. And right away, they throw their hat into the ring of We are the two-time defending champions. Here we sit at the top of the league.
Yeah, basically that's a statement in your opening round game for league play in NCAA. And we've won 2 in a row. We've now won 27 games. We've made our mark. Now you come get us. And as we kind of look back on that game, and we can kind of talk about this, but I think we're in much agreement on the Vernon Jewelers gem of the game. She wasn't high in points. She wasn't high in that, but she was all over the floor. Almost every rebound went into her hands. And I think, Devin, our Vernon Jewelers gem of the game has to be Avery Castleman.
Love it. Avery Castleman, the senior tonight. She set the tone on the defensive end. She was really good. She has had 3 consecutive games now where she has been that girl on defense, getting rebounds, getting steals, getting loose balls, and more importantly, shutting down the other team's best player, Avery Castleman, tonight. You look at Cassandra Thompson. She was the leading scorer coming into this game for Beloit. Avery was kind of fluttering around her all night long. Lexi Jacobson had her a couple of times, but Avery Castleman was around Cassandra Thompson pretty much all night long, and she was able to hold Cassandra to 6 points, and she did not score in the second half. That was huge. Beloit, the closest they could get this game was 15 points midway through the third quarter, but then we saw a big sprint by Southeast of Saline to come right back on and pour things on. Again, their biggest lead was 33. And it's Lady Trojan victory 59-29. A new career high by Lexi Jacobson. 7 3-pointers in the first quarter of action tonight for Southeast of Saline, helping to set that tone. They led by 17 at the end of 1. Now let's make the transition as we step out of the Commercial Tires postgame report after a Lady Trojan victory. Right back in to countdown to tip-off. It's brought to you by L&L Advisors. We get you ready for the Trojan War on the guys' side. We're 9.5 minutes away from the tip. Bryson Flax comes back after we take this break here on KINA.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and their second location in the Central Mall in Salina, and a new location in McPherson, based on honesty and trust. Contact L&L Advisors today.
Hi, everyone. It's Winnell Garrettson from SalinaHomes.com. It's a new Trojan basketball season, and our coaches have devised a solid game plan. Just like basketball, to reach your goals in the real estate game, we need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country. One call to me and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalinaHomes.com.
Our chance to sit down and catch up with Southeast of Saline boys head coach Bryson Flax, brought to you by Frisbee Construction. And coach, a big win for you on your home floor on Tuesday night, 70-38. You go down to 2-0 on the season, and this is really a game of 2 halves. 5-point game at halftime. You even trailed by a point at the end of the first quarter. And just kind of looking back at that game and a little bit of a conversation we had before the contest, you thought maybe Smoky Valley would play 2 defenses. When they went from zone to man-to-man, it just seemed to open the floodgates for your Trojans.
Yeah, and probably a little bit before that, we were getting excellent shots. You know, we just really weren't converting. But once we started hitting some shots and getting a little better movement, better spacing, and then obviously started creating a couple turnovers here and there and being able to run out a little bit and you know, all in all, I thought once we settled in and figured it out, I thought we played pretty well. So it was a good test for us, though, early.
I was thinking about just kind of the big picture of things over the last 3 or 4 years. It seemed like there were nights that you were really, really good or in a dogfight in the first half, either or. And coming out of the locker room in the third quarter, things just weren't good. And I remember you and I having the conversations of, how do you get a better start in the second half? It just seemed to be your Achilles heel for so long.
Yeah.
Last year, that went away. It almost flipped a complete 180 to where now the third quarter is really your quarter of strength. Is there a rhyme or reason to that? Is it just a mentality and confidence from the guys or what?
Yeah, I think probably just a little bit of everything. I think that this group has matured a ton, you know, and a lot of them were playing major minutes during those struggles, you know, but no, I think that they've grown up, they've matured, they understand what I'm after, and likewise, you know, I know how many buttons I can push before, something blows up. So so that's kind of the goal, is to figure that out. And once you figure it out, then you're usually all right.
15 points out of Luke Gebhardt. I know your expectations for Luke are high, but I also realize right now we've talked about football almost to the point of exhaustion. He has to be tired. He has to be banged up. To get 15 out of him early on in this part of the season is fantastic.
Yeah, and he took quality shots, too. It wasn't just, he got 15 because he shot a bunch.
Yeah.
But he's so stinking competitive. He's a different kind of animal, and obviously I told him survive till Christmas, and then we'll get you a little rest. So that's kind of the game plan, and he's doing a great job for us.
Carson Peel is kind of the engine that makes that Smoky Valley team go. He's a veteran. He's a senior, averages 10 points a game. Drake Augustine did a really, really good job on Carson Peel. He held him to one free throw make.
Yeah, and truthfully, it wasn't that wasn't Drake's fault. That was on a tech. So, Drake did a great job, and I thought, even looking back in our first game against Heston, I thought he did a great job against the Proctor kid. That it's just a different kind of score, right? But Smokey goes as he goes, I feel, and Drake did an excellent job, and I told Drake, well, what's kind of happened is that used to be Luke's role, right? Luke always guarded the top dog, and we were going to try and shut him down, and really what we're trying to do, not only preserve Luke a little bit, but show off some of what Drake can do, and he is a gnat defensively. He can go 94 feet right in their chest, and that wears on guards. It definitely wears on guards. So he's doing a great job, and when he gets a little blow, Drew Richardson comes in and does the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's I wanted to play the way we played the last 2 years since I got here, and we just weren't able to, know. And I feel like we're there now, so we're taking advantage of it.
You made the comment to me before the game that you would put your bench players up against anybody else's bench in the state, and even a lot of people's starters. What are your practices like? That has to be a great feeling in practice because you're making each other better.
Yeah, it's really competitive, and we do several competitive things, but one thing that the guys really like, we play these little scenario mini games, and I always tell them, I'm just going to make it simple. U5 versus U5, and let's get after it. And I don't switch teams much, and they really do get after it. And so my reserves won the other day. And that wasn't the first time, by the way, but my reserves won the other day. And you can imagine Jake with Luke and how that might have been. But it was fantastic. That's the kind of stuff that's making everybody better, every day.
Yeah, that's a dream scenario when you have that many kids where you can actually get after it after practice. Sometimes your practices are your toughest competition during the week. I mean, let's face it. When you come into tonight, you have the Beloit Trojans. This is always an interesting matchup with Southeast of Saline and Beloit, regardless of what sport it is. You've played really well on this gym, though, over the last couple of games. Talk about Beloit this year, and what do you expect out of them? I know they're a younger team a little bit, but they also have some guys with a lot of minutes.
Yeah, definitely, and they're going to zone us. We've watched 2 films on them, and I don't think they played more than probably 10 or 15 possessions total of man. So we're expecting a lot of zone. And with that being said, Eiler might come out and man us, who knows.
Yeah.
But we're expecting zone, which is okay. I feel like we're better against zone. We're a little more patient. They don't necessarily try and push the pace, but they will. Offensively, they're gonna move around a lot, try and get Beisner in good spots, and run some high-low stuff. And they got a couple kids that can shoot threes, So they're a challenge to guard simply because they get after the offensive boards as well. So they could throw something up and have 5 guys going on the glass.
Yeah.
We'll have some chance to get, maybe beat the zone down the court.
First league game. Good luck. We'll talk to you afterwards.
Thank you.
Bryson Flax, he's the head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. They will come in and try to take down the Beloit Trojans here tonight in Beloit.
This is Trojan basketball on KINA.
Game number 2 of our doubleheader. Southeast of Saline's girls took care of business in the first game, getting their 3rd win of the season. Now we turn our attention to the second game, and it will feature the Beloit Trojans and their head coach Ryan Eilert taking on Southeast of Saline. Let's first go over starting lineups for the Beloit Trojans. They have an 0-2 start to their season. They lost at Concordia by 3 points and then lost to Clay Center here Tuesday night on their home floor, 65-59. So 2 very close losses for the Beloit Trojans, who will start Wyatt Brockelman. He's an all-league selection, 6-foot senior point guard, averaging 13.5 points per game and also 3 rebounds. Noah Gerstner is a new starter this year. He's a 5'9 junior, averaging 7 points and a rebound a game. Quinn Eilert, a 6'2 junior, averaging 6 points and 7 rebounds per contest. Eli Johnson is a sophomore, 6'3", 8 points, 7 rebounds a game. And the leading scorer on this year's team is Bryce Beisner. Bryce is a 6'5 junior, an all-league selection from a year ago. Beisner getting 16.5 points per game, 8 rebounds, but also getting 3.5 blocks per contest on average through the first 2 games. For Southeast of Saline, they're under the direction of Bryson Flax, assisted by Trent Douglas and Joe Ross. They will start Eli Sawyer as a 6'6 senior, averaging 16.5 points per game a year ago. He's off to a little bit of a slower start as far as individual scoring, but the team scoring is up so far through 2 games this year. Eli in his first 2 games have gone for 8 and 14. Remember that first game, he was saddled with foul trouble. Nakari Moracle Palmer, another senior in the starting lineup. So far, Nakari has gone for 13 and 12 in the first 2 games. Drake Augustine had 8 points against Smoky Valley. On Tuesday night, Daniel Kerr, a junior, the lone junior in the starting lineup. And also Luke Gebhardt, the other senior out of the 4 starters for Southeast of Saline. Gebhardt was the high scorer on Tuesday night against Smoky Valley with 15. Southeast of Saline's victory 70-38 on Tuesday night over Smoky Valley on their home floor. A week ago at Mabee Arena on the campus of Kansas Wesleyan, they beat Heston 56-46 for a 10-point victory, and also to take the number 1 spot in Class 3A in the state of Kansas. We're going to step away. When we come back, we'll have the tip and game number 2 of our doubleheader at Southeast of Saline and Beloit right around the corner here on KINA.
Stress-free holiday shopping is going on now at the Appliance Center. With supply chain issues, Speed Queen products are hard to find, but not here. The Appliance Center has a full selection of Speed Queen washers and dryers. They also have a full kitchen lineup, including ranges, refrigerators, microwaves, dishwashers, and freezers. Colder temps won't keep you from grilling with a Green Mountain Grill. Shop their full selection of grills and pellets. Holiday sales and discounts at the Appliance Center in the big red and white building on Broadway in Salina.
Everybody knows that to get the best price for your car, you have to do all the hard work and sell it yourself, right? Not really. You can go to homeauto.com and get an attractive offer on your car today. And that's whether you buy your next vehicle from us or not. Your used car is worth more today than ever. So go to homeauto.com or come into our Abilene or Salina location and get an offer for more than you might expect. It just couldn't be any easier than that. Get the best price for your vehicle today at Home Automotive. You'll be glad you did.
This is Tammy Bedreau at the Bank of Tesket. If you're looking to purchase your new home in the near future, I want you to know we offer a variety of loan options to finance your home purchase. I would love an opportunity to be your lender. Give me a call or stop in today to learn more. We are local lenders making local decisions. The Bank of Tesket, committed to those we serve. MLS number 712440. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Stardust Trophy in downtown Salina is your full-service headquarters for trophies and awards for club and sporting events. But did you know Stardust Trophies also makes employee name tags with your company logo? They engrave executive awards like desk clocks and pen desk sets. They imprint artwork and photos on T-shirts, coffee mugs, mouse pads, even personal calculators. Stardust Trophy carries clear sports ball holders on wood bases for treasured or autographed balls from footballs to golf balls. Go to Full Service Stardust Trophy, 121 South Santa Fe, downtown Salina.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer. Work hard, play hard. Good luck, Trojans, from Roselawn Memorial Park in Salina. To learn more, visit roselawnsalina.com.
Back here at Beloit High School, Devin Haney along with Russ Kossels. We get ready for Southeast of Saline basketball. Boys game coming up, game number 2 of our doubleheader. Southeast of Saline will come out in their road purples, trimmed in white. Beloit in their home whites, trimmed in black and orange. Sawyer's in the jump circle for the tip. He will go up against Bryce Beisner as we start to get this one underway. Beisner with the double tip, still fought for in the backcourt. Luke Gebhardt chasing it down. He'll save it behind his back. Nobody ever sustained possession in that. And the official on the far side said backcourt on Southeast of Saline. I guess they're going to classify their around-the-back save by Gebhardt as possession. So Southeast of Saline will give it to Beloit to start this contest. And now I think they're going to talk about this maybe a little bit as Bryson Flack's asking the baseline official about it. And he is making the motion of he caught it and then went around his back.
I think, yeah, you're exactly right. I think that is possession. I think if he slaps it with one hand and goes back, maybe a different story.
Okay. Russ Kossel, your new image audio keys to success tonight for Southeast of Saline.
It's no secret. They're going to come out in the zone. I think on offense, you get the ball to Eli Sawyer's inside, be a zone killer. On defense, be stymied just like we see right there.
Gebhardt chasing the ball off of 2 taps all the way into the backcourt. Now Beisner all alone down underneath the basket. Looked like he traveled with it. He's going to have it blocked away by Drake Augustine and taken anyway. There comes Southeast of Saline the other way. Augustine along the baseline. One-handed lob pass back to the other side. Gebhardt. Now Kerr has it up top. Kerr to Gebhardt. Luke with 15 points to lead the way against Smoky Valley on Tuesday. Here's Augustine for 3. That won't go. Rebound taken inside by the much taller Beloit Trojans. That was Quinn Eilert there with a rebound. Stuck now on the near side. Snow with Gerstner. Gerstner trying to get it along to Beisner on the baseline. He does, but then Beisner throws it away. Taken by Nakari Morikel-Palmer, and then a foul will be called here against Eli Johnson.
Yeah, it's a great job on offense right there. Work that ball around on your first offensive possession. Get a wide open 3. But I noticed in that zone as they're passing the ball, Beloit is working up higher about to the middle of the lane. So maybe look for a lob or a short corner dump into the inside.
Kerr has it on the right-hand side. Gebhardt starting the offense from the top of the circle. Looking inside. Gave Eli Sawyers a couple looks at the free throw line, but then he passes it to the right. Carroll feeds Sawyers on the right wing. And we are off and running as Eli Sawyers opens the scoring here for Southeast.
And I think that's exactly what you got to do on offense. Get the ball about the 12-foot mark, turn and look. If they're going to let you shoot, this team will shoot you out of this gym.
So far, Southeast of Saline, 2 takeaways on defense, creating Beloit's 2 turnovers. Eilert with it on the left wing. Looking inside, it's going to be poked, nearly taken away. Saving possession for Beloit is Eli Johnson. Johnson now to the right-hand side to a very dangerous Wyatt Brockelman, who floats up and scores his jumper.
And Brockelman's got a great-looking shot, just pulled up right there on a full dribble. A nice little 10-footer for the first score for Beloit.
Brockelman and Beisner for Beloit. The all-league selections from 1 year ago. There's a drive. Augustine pitches it out to Gebhardt. Gebhardt thought about a 3, but was closed up on quickly. Now he'll play it to the corner, get it back. Nakari Morikel-Palmer down low. High post now to Sawyers. In the paint, he had it stripped from behind. Gebhardt there, though, to save it. Now back over to Augustine. He'll play it down low to Nakari, and Morikel-Palmer was shoved from behind. I believe this will be Wyatt Brockelman trying to defend Nakari down on the block.
And I think every possession down the floor, you have to go inside out. You got to go the 1-2 punch of literally number 1 and number 2 inside on the low block.
Gebhardt for 3 off the inbounds. Count it. Luke Gebhardt cans a 3 on his first look of the night. 5-2, Southeast of Saline with an early 3-point lead. Beloit with it now. Man-to-man defense here being applied by Southeast. They've gotten a couple of pokes here, trying to get out and start that break. This team is so phenomenal when they can run the floor. Here's Beisner, a little up and under move on Sawyers. Fight for the rebound. Nakari will bring it out. Long pass up the floor to Augustine, who leaves it high off the window.
And that's key right there. You're going up against bigger guys. You catch it, and you're going up for a layup. Catch it, leave it in your hands as little as possible. Get it up before the block can come through.
He's so crafty. That was up high off the window there as Drake Augustine has given Southeast of Saline a 5-point lead. 7-2 is our score. Beisner out in three-point land. He'll play it now in the corner to Eli Johnson. And Johnson had it taken away, but they're going to say it's a foul on Southeast of Saline, the first Southeast Trojan foul of the night.
And so far, I like what I see on the defensive end. Very active with the hands in the passing lane, playing great one-on-one down on the inside in the post presence.
7-2 Southeast here early on. We approach the halfway mark of the first quarter. 4:35 left to go. Here's Beisner inside, and they'll get Nakari Morkel-Palmer for his first foul of the night. Team foul number 2 for Southeast of Saline. That equals Beloit's fouls now, as Beisner will step to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, Nakari kind of left on an island right there. The Southeast kind of over-rotated to the far side, leaving Nakari the only one in the middle, and he really had no option but try to get the ball or take the foul.
Bryce Beisner makes the first free throw. Second free throw on the way, and that one also will creep in. 3-point contest now. Southeast of Saline leading by a possession. Drake Augustine with it. Now back middle of the floor to Gebhardt. Augustine leaves it in the short corner for Nakari. Now out to Luke. He'll tee up another 3. That one won't go. Too strong. Nakari leaping for the rebound. Now it's going to be poked away by Augustine. To Nakari. Back to Drake. And that ball slapped off the backboard, or he slapped the backboard. And they get away with it. Wyatt Brockelman up on the glass that time. Here's a three-pointer by Gerstner on the left, and he gets it to go. We are tied at 7.
Yeah, and that ball was up on the rim when the backboard was slapped, so.
Nakari shoots a wild 15-footer that hits the backboard and not the rim. Guess we're 7-6, aren't we? That must have been a 2 by, nope, now they correct it, 7-7. Inside now, Eli Johnson scores as Beloit has a 2-point lead.
This aggressive defense is leading to a little over pursuing and leaving a wide open player on the inside.
Here's Danny Kerr for 3. He'll stop the Beloit run. Daniel Kerr becomes the 4th Trojan to score.
Yeah, big 3 right there early for Daniel Kerr to kind of stop this run for Beloit.
That was a 7-0 run by Beloit. 10-9 now our score. 3:18 left to go. Beloit, 2 close losses to begin the season, to Concordia and also to Clay Center. Lost both those games by a combined 10 points. Brockelman floating here and scooting in. Actually, that's Noah Gerstner. What a play by Gerstner.
Yeah, and that ball was partially blocked, too, by Nakari, and it just kind of went right up off the backboard into the hoop.
What a play. Down low now, Sawyer, short corner jumper. That one was partially deflected. And a rebound taken in by Eli Johnson.
A little bit unorganized right now on offense, I think. I think you got to slow down and get a set play to get going.
Now Beloit in trouble near the timeline. They're going to get rid of it, though, in front of the Southeast of Saline bench. Back into the hands of Wyatt Brockelman. Nearly stolen away by Eli Sawyers. Now Eli will gain custody of that basketball before it goes out of bounds. He'll play it to Gebhardt. Here comes Luke. All the way up the floor, stop and pop in the middle of the paint. He drains it.
Yeah, when you got guys setting up to take a charge, there was 3 of them right there. Gebhardt did a great job of stopping and popping right at about 6 foot.
12-11 our score. Southeast of Saline regains the lead as we go back and forth here in this first quarter. 2:08 left to play in the opening period. Here's a shot in the middle of the paint. That is up no good from Wyatt Brockelman. Southeast comes back the other way. They do the same. Under 2 minutes left to go. Opening quarter. Gerstner has it. He'll try to feed Beisner coming down the right-hand side of the paint. They're going to say it's a foul on Southeast of Saline. For the Trojans, it's their 3rd team foul, and this will go against Drake Augustine, his first.
Yeah, and you're going to get 4 substitutions here for Southeast. I'll let you go ahead and take that, Devin.
Kason Lilly, Jake Gebhardt, Drew Richardson, Caden Isaacson will come on the floor wearing purple. They will join Nakari Morkel-Palmer.
And I think on the offensive end, you have to hit the glass. There's no offensive rebound presence on missed shots if you're in purple.
Also, Jackson Cheney on the floor here for Beloit. Shot put up by Eilert. That's no good. Drew Richardson with the rebound for Southeast of Saline. Drew brings it up the floor, now plays it to Nakari. Gets it back. His 3-pointer's on the way. Too strong, no good. Off the back of the rim, and Bryce Beisner launching up for the rebound. Beloit looks a little gassed here already.
Yeah, they're trying to slow it down right now as they are huffing and puffing, chest coming out, hands on hips. So I think if you're on defense right now for Southeast, you've got to keep the pressure.
Jackson Cheney had it momentarily. Now he'll play it to Wyatt Brockelman. Brockelman to the right-hand side, Beisner. He's standing in three-point territory. He'll try to get it down low to Eilert. Nakari poked it away, but Beisner picks it up here for Beloit. Under a minute left to play. 12-11. Southeast leading by 1. Here's a poke by Drew Richardson. Now a race into the backcourt. Richardson tried to save it, and he does so over the head of the folks sitting on the Beloit's bench, right near to the right shoulder of Ryan Eilert. Eilert, the veteran. He is the lead dog as far as tenure in the NCAA. He has been at the helm of his team the longest of anybody else in the North Central Activities Association.
Richardson, a great job doing the offhand, getting the steal at about the midcourt stripe, deflecting it back. Great hustle to get back, just couldn't save it.
Full court pressure now by Southeast of Saline as Nakari Morical-Palmer comes over. He shuts off the ball coming up the far sideline. Now to Beisner. He'll play it back to Gerstner. He'll launch the long three. That won't go. Long rebound to Drew Richardson. He'll have it in his custody across the timeline now to Nakari with 33 seconds left to play. Case and Lilly on the right-hand side. He'll swing it around. Richardson now Nakari. Nakari looking at it, trying to survey this Beloit zone. Morical-Palmer for three. Curls out, no good. Jake Gebhardt in position down low. Had the ball smacked out of his hands, out of bounds, and it will stay with the Trojans. 19.8 seconds left to close the first quarter.
And a much better job blocking out on both ends of the floor right here.
Morical-Palmer with it. Comes back to the inbounder, Richardson. Now inside-outside. Ends up with Case and Lilly. His three-pointer, too strong, no good. And a rebounding foul will be called either on Isaacson or Jake Gebhardt. Let's see which one gets it here, and it will be Jake Gebhardt collecting his first foul.
Yeah, he went up and tried to slap that one out. I think you got to go up and try to squeeze that one. He had a chance at it, but unfortunate there to pick up the fourth foul for Southeast Saline in this first quarter.
12-11. Southeast of Saline leads it by 1. 12 seconds left here for Beloit to make their way down the floor and try to take the edge going into the second quarter. Still in the backcourt, clock down to 7. Caden Isaacson back there having a Beloit Trojan all bottled up. Now Beloit throws it out of bounds. It will be saved by a Beloit player. Case and Lilly trying to get to it, but Beloit just has 0.3 of a second left on the clock, and that is time for a tip, not a shot.
Yeah, it has to be a tip at the rim. Can't corral the ball.
Set to inbound is Quinn Eilert. He tips it up, and Southeast does a good job defending that, and Southeast Trojan will take a 12-11 lead into the second quarter of action. At the end of one, you're listening and watching on SalinaPost.com the Southeast of Saline basketball. They lead it by 1 at the end of one here on KINA.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We are a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Salina Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salinaortho.com. Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
This is Trojan basketball on KINA.
12-11 our score. Southeast of Saline leading by 1 as we get ready to start second quarter action. A couple of scores to pass along to you. The Chapman girls tonight at the end of the third quarter over Bishop Ward, 53-3. Chapman leading Bishop Ward in that Chapman preseason. I think it's the Irish Classic they're calling it now. That was a big tournament way back when. Kind of faded away, but then they brought it back. Here's Beloit with the basketball. Inside Johnson with an attempt. That won't go, and now a rebound foul will be called against Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that's going to go on, but
Jake Gebhardt, his second.
Jake's down there battling, really undersized right there on the low block, but playing extremely, extremely tough defense.
There's a shot up by Brockelman off the inbounds. That's no good. And we come back the other way. Southeast of Saline with it in a 1-point lead. Luke Gebhardt, Jake Gebhardt, Kason Lilly, Drew Richardson, Caden Isaacson all on the floor for Southeast of Saline. Richardson has it. Now he plays it to Lilly. Luke on the right-hand side. Little high-low offense being ran here against this zone. Luke Gebhardt will let a three-pointer fly. That's no good. Fight for the rebound. It's going to be poked out of bounds. And it will go to Beloit off of Jake Gebhardt, I believe.
Yeah, much better job at crashing the boards right there for Southeast of Saline. You have to keep crashing the boards on these missed shots.
Full court pressure again here by Southeast of Saline. That's something that Bryson Flax likes to go to when he sees another team playing an effective zone. Just kind of speeds up and spreads everybody out. Beloit with it. Eilert, top of the circle. Now he'll play it off to Brockelman. Inside, little back and forth move, and a shot left too strong off the board by Brody Litton.
Yeah, great job by Jake Gebhardt right there.
Here's Kason Lilly with his patented runner for two. He'll get at least one of those a game. He has done that so far in the first 3 games of the season, as Kason Lilly scores his first basket and puts Southeast up by 3. Beloit with the basketball now. Southeast of Saline playing man-to-man. Brockelman up top. Plays it in low, now gets it back. Long distance three. Goes home. 5 points for Wyatt Brockelman, and we are tied at 14.
And there's a lot of hand fighting going on the inside between Jake Gebhardt and Brody Litton. Something to watch as this second quarter continues.
Beloit has been pretty good in this zone so far. Most importantly, I think the main thing that they have done, Russ, is they have limited Southeast of Saline to one and done on offense. Here's a shot by Jake Gebhardt and a rebound by Eli Johnson.
Yeah, they're going to play this zone, and you're going to have to shoot us out of it. And right now, Southeast shooting very, very poorly in this first half.
There's a pass now poked away by Luke Gebhardt. 2-on-1 break along with Kason Lilly, and Lilly on the left-hand side will score. Beautiful fast break started by the defense of Luke Gebhardt. Kason Lilly for 2.
Yeah, and Lilly almost got himself in no man's land right there. We got way under the basket, was able to get it up just in time, and now I think they're going to get a foul on Lilly on the far side.
Kason over there on the far sideline trying to battle for that basketball. He is called with the foul, and that is his first personal foul for Southeast of Saline. It is team foul number 6. So just like the girls' game, foul count a little wonky here. It's one-sided in favor of Beloit, 6-2.
And you're going to see that. I would assume that would happen with the aggressive man-to-man that you're playing, and Beloit sitting back in that soft 2-3 zone.
Drew Richardson, Eli Sawyers, Daniel Kerr, Luka Gebhardt, and Nakari Morkel Palmer all back into the game, and they watch Wyatt Brockelman score.
That was a great drive by Brockelman right over the top of the much taller Eli Sawyers.
There's a shot now put up. That's no good for Southeast of Saline, and another one-and-done trip here. Beloit with the rebound, and they will hand it off to Wyatt Brockelman. 16-16. Brockelman, top of the key. That won't go. Daniel Kerr fighting for the rebound, and then Kari will come in and lend a helping hand. Over to Luke Gebhardt, all the way to the cup. Finger roll is good by Luke.
Yeah, and Luke took that one. Sorry, Devin, but a great job right there on that drive to just attack and go to the rim and say, I'm going to beat you right here.
7 points for Luke Gebhardt, and a timeout here taken by Beloit. They want to talk about it. It is a full timeout. We will step aside. 4:27 left to play here in the second quarter. It's a 2-point Southeast of Saline lead on KINA.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Kansas Wesleyan University is proud to offer bachelor's degrees in criminal justice and emergency management, with both programs available on campus and online. Graduates have gone on to positions in the Secret Service, various police departments, the Kansas Court of Appeals, and to serve as county officials right here in the Sunflower State. Want to know more? Visit kwu.edu today. That's kwu.edu.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Out of the Beloit timeout, a quick press break that reaches all the way down the floor in just a couple of passes. Eli Johnson fouled from behind by Daniel Kerr, and Johnson will go to the free throw line and try to add to his 2-point tally for the night thus far. Actually, they're going to call that on Luke Gebhardt.
Yeah, and Beloit did a great job right there coming out of that timeout as the first free throw is missed. A great job by Beloit to get the ball up the floor. You can beat the press with the pass. Don't try to dribble it. That's what they tried to do early. Get the ball in the hands, get it up the court quick, and that's exactly what they did.
Both the free throws, though, left on the shelf for Eli Johnson. Southeast of Saline dodges a minor bullet there. High post now to Nakari. They go to Drake Augustine in the corner. He tests the baseline. Now brings it back out. Here's Sawyers now, high post. He'll take the elbow jumper and drain it. I think that's a soft spot in this zone that Eli Sawyers and Nakari Morkel-Palmer, as far as that matter goes, can probably take advantage of.
I think you got to go to the high post every time. The high-low is there, but the high's there right now because they're not covering it.
Here's Gersner for 3. That won't go. Daniel Kerr with the rebound. He hits his outlet. It's a running Eli Sawyers on the left-hand side. Sawyers takes it all the way to the baseline. Now kicks it back out to Kerr. Kerr, a couple of dribbles. Now a crossover to Augustine. Working the ball on the left-hand side. High post to Nakari. He was open, and then he throws it away. Boy, Nakari should have shot there.
Yeah, he's wide open. Nobody within 6 feet of him. You got to take that ball up.
That's just the second turnover for Southeast in this game. You would hear that stat and think that it shouldn't be this close. A 4-point lead for the Trojans. Here's a three-pointer by Eilert, and he scores. Quinn Eilert gets his first bucket of the night. Back to a 1-point Southeast lead. Kerr with it. To the right-hand side now to Augustine. He sneaks one in, high post to Nakari. Out to Kerr for 3. That won't go. Back to Sawyers, though, on the offensive rebound. Lob at the rim to Gebhardt. I think that caught Luke a little off guard from Nakari. Now into Sawyers. 1-on-2. Off the front of the rim, won't go. Bryce Beisner with the rebound for Beloit.
That pass in there to Luke got hung up in the net. That's what slowed it up. So I think he catches that clean and reverses it right up and in.
Here's Eilert inside. He will find Beisner for a 3. That one's too strong, no good. And Nakari Morkel-Palmer will escort it out of bounds. It will go to Southeast.
And I think if you're Southeast on the offensive end with this 2-3 zone, you've had much better success with Nakari playing low and Eli Sawyers playing that high post. Get the bigger guy at the high post. He can see around more. And if they're not going to guard him, Eli right now is 2 for 2 at about the 10 to 15-foot mark. So you got to put him at the high post.
Here comes Southeast, leading by 1. 2.5 minutes left to go here before the break. We'll try to hook up with Shauna Smith, see if she's available at halftime. Talk about Lady Trojans being 3-0. There's Drake Augustine inside. He blew by his guy and then kind of slammed on the air brakes trying to draw that foul. The official did not give it to him. Augustine now will inbound on the baseline side. Underneath the Southeast of Saline basket, Drake played it to Nakari, got it back, now back to Morkel-Palmer. Here's Sawyers, 15-footer, won't go. Rebound, taken in, underneath the rim by Quinn Eilert. Now Beloit coughs it up. Drake Augustine in there creating havoc. He's just a pest. You hate to play against a guy like that, but you love to have him on your team.
Yeah, he's all over the place on this full court pressure, but I think that's a great shot by Eli Sawyers.
Shot inside, won't go. Foul will be called, and they're going to say it's a foul on the floor. 4th team foul on Beloit. Gebhardt with it now on the right-hand side. That last foul on Brody Litton, his first. Now Southeast turns it over. 3rd turnover for the Purple Trojans. In the paint, Wyatt Brockelman up and scoring. 7 points in the quarter for Brockelman. He already has 9.
Yeah, and that's just a lazy pass by Drake Augustine on that last possession.
Gebhardt up top. He'll play it out left-hand side now to Sawyers. Gebhardt back around to Kerr. Mid-lane jumper, Nakari. Too strong, won't go. Sawyers battling for the rebound. He'll cash it back in. Half a dozen points for Eli Sawyers. He gives Southeast the lead back.
And that's the bonus if you got Eli playing low. He can go get the offensive rebound.
Drake Augustine up top. Right now hounding Brockelman. Brockelman had to make a long pass to Eilert, standing at the free throw line. Now Eilert trying to back down Luke Gebhardt. Had nothing there. Out now to Gersner. 70 seconds left to go in the first half. Brockelman again out top. They're going to call a hand check foul on Drake Augustine. Augustine has just picked up his second. He will join Jake Gebhardt and Luke Gebhardt with 2 fouls. 8th team foul for Southeast.
Yeah, and they're going to have that same 4-inch substitution exactly like they did in the first quarter, leaving Nakari out there. But a lot of time being spent in the lane for the 2 post players for Beloit.
Free throw is up. Won't go. Nakari with the rebound.
That ball hit every part of the rim except for the net going through.
Beloit is 0 of 3 from the free throw line here in this second quarter. Under a minute left to go here in the first half. 22-21, Southeast. Isaacson inside. Beautiful feed down to Jake Gebhardt. That's what Caden Isaacson does. He is a distributor, and he gets Jake Gebhardt involved with his first basket of the night.
And that high-low has been there. Catch the ball at the high post. Wait a second. Let the inside guy, the low guy, seal off like you're going to skip past it for a wide-open layup.
Brockelman back to the basket for a lay-in. He is single-handedly keeping Beloit even in this game. 24-23, Southeast leading it by 1. 25 seconds left to go. Isaacson on the outside, now to Nakari. Reverse layup is blocked by Beisner. And now a foul called against Southeast of Saline. We'll go the other way for free throws.
Yeah, just no offensive rebounding right now for Southeast of Saline. So you have to get in there and crash the board. A much shorter lineup in right now. So you're going to have to do something, get a body on a body and get them off of the boards.
That foul called on Jake Gebhardt is his third. 24-23, 20.8 seconds left to play here in the second. Front end of the 1-and-1, creeps off. Beisner can't get it to go. And Beloit leaving could be a big lead here at the free throw line. Southeast has a chance to close it out, 11 seconds. Drew Richardson with it. He'll unleash the long three. That won't go. Backside rebound being fought for. Kaysen Lilly has it with 4 seconds left, and then he takes a trip and it goes out of bounds, but the backside official coming in, and they're going to say a foul against Beloit.
That's a great call right there. As Gebhardt went to go get the ball, he was pulled down from the behind almost by the bottom of his shorts, and a great call right there.
It's on Wyatt Brockelman. Board has him with 1. I have him with 2. Not sure where we went wrong there.
Sure. We're going to get a 30-second timeout by Bryson Flax.
That's the college coach in him. He loves to burn that 30 right before halftime and make sure this is a quality possession. It's a chance for his team to extend what is right now a 1-point lead with 3.2 seconds left on the clock.
And you got plenty of time here to draw up a play. You got the ball on the far side, free throw line extended, so you can run a play for a 3. You can run up off screen, run a guy to the corner, catch it, dump low. Plenty of time to do that. The options are still wide open.
24-23. Lady Trojans from Southeast of Saline. They put on an air show tonight. 59-29 was the final score. They hit 7 3-pointers in the first quarter.
Still a crazy stat when you talk about it, just burning the nets down in the first 8 minutes of the game.
Richardson will be the inbounder. He will have at his disposal Kaysen Lilly, Nakari Morka-Palmer, Jake Gebhardt, and Caden Isaacson. Here comes Kaysen Lilly off the screen. Gives it back to Richardson at the buzzer for 3, and that won't go. And Southeast of Saline will take a 1-point lead into the locker room at halftime. 12 points in each quarter gives them 24, and they lead at 24-23. When we come back on the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report, we'll have numbers from the first half of this contest. We'll also have a visit with Shauna Smith. It's coming up right after this. Trojans lead it by 1, Southeast of Saline over Beloit here on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Hi, everyone. It's Linnell Garrettson from SalineHomes.com. It's a new Trojan basketball season, and our coaches have devised a solid game plan. Just like basketball, to reach your goals in the real estate game, we need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country. One call to me, and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalineHomes.com.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap. Shot at the horn! Stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Now, let's get back to the gym for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here at halftime of the boys' game, 24-23. Southeast of Saline leading it here at the break, and it's our time now to step away and talk to head coach Shauna Smith about her Southeast of Saline ladies going 3-0 now on the season and getting their first league win of the year. Ended up being a 30-point win, 59-29, but you turned this into a running clock situation very early in the fourth quarter, and I don't see how we can talk about this game, Coach, without your start. You had very good shooting from behind the line while playing really, really good defense to start. Your thoughts?
Yeah, after they called that first time out there, I kind of told the girls it seemed like we were playing defense for a long time there, long periods, and to kind of not, it was almost like a delay game, not to fall asleep and then to give them up an easy bucket there, and that was kind of hard to do because, they weren't really doing much offensively, but that was a lot to do with how well our girls were guarding, that they really didn't have a lot of options.
Was it 7 out of 10 from behind the three-point line in the first quarter?
Something like that. I know we made 8 in the first half, and so I know something like that. We shot it, and that's what we told them. Don't get relaxed because this is how it's going to, stay.
Yeah, just a crazy, crazy stat. I want to just scrub the scoring aside, which is hard to say when you're pushing 60 points here on the road. I want to talk about Avery Castleman because you look at Avery and you think of the career that she's had, and you think, gosh, she's got to score for this team to be successful, and that may be true later on down the road. But the way that she is defending right now, and tonight the way that she owned the defensive end of the floor around the paint, to me, was huge in this game. She was phenomenal.
Yeah, and I thought she did a good job. She's always going to come out and guard their best, their point guard.
Yeah.
We kind of actually discussed if we were going to have her guard that tonight, and I said, nope, we got to stay to our same, just because they have her guard somebody else. But she does a good job. She understands. And, when she came in as a freshman, oh, yikes, she was not a good defender. And It's just amazing how when you see those older kids and you kind of grow, and that's you learn how to defend that way. And everybody kind of, the next person's kind of come up. I've always had that, my other girls in the years past always had somebody guard the post, somebody guard the point guard. Now she's kind of taken that on. And last year she was kind of our, second person that guarded that point guard. And so she understands that role.
I don't know if you remember this or not. My brain is funny sometimes. I remember during COVID year of 2020, we had a game, I think it was on a Saturday, that we picked up with Rossville. And in the middle of that game, we saw the switch flip in Avery Castleman from going from, I'm going to be a three-point shooter, and if they don't go down, I'm not going to do much the rest of the game, into being the person that would scrap for loose balls, that would go after rebounds, and just get after it on defense. And I think since then, she has just been going upwards.
Yeah, that's I told the girls, actually, and I told all of them tonight, before we walked out of the locker room, that we got to set the tone tonight.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the things, being scrappy, and it takes everybody to do that. I thought, honestly, tonight, our girls, we set that tone early, and we got on the floor. It wasn't just one person. It was everybody. There was a loose ball. We were having our hands on it.
Lexi Jacobson tonight offensively, I thought, showed what she is very capable of. I also, though, cannot mention her without mentioning the way that your guards were able to get her entry passes inside in a position to score.
Yeah, we talked about that at halftime, that, obviously we were up, I think, 16 at halftime. And kind of talk about getting her a little more involved because, we're going to have to run some half-court offense at some point.
Sure.
And not just live and die at the three-point line. And that's kind of what we wanted to do, is kind of go through her up there a little bit, because we were kind of plugging up that baseline there. So we were kind of bringing her up higher. And she's really she's better off taking you one-on-one the basket, that turnaround, stuff like that, than just like a post-up, because, she is more of a guard.
Absolutely, and she got it done against a couple of really big bodies inside tonight. She gets a new career high as far as scoring goes. So you have Avery on the defensive end, you have Lexi on the offensive end, you have all the outside shooting. This was really a complete game for you. It's impressive because we talk about the league winning streak. And I know this isn't so much about these girls other than them carrying it on and not letting that streak go down. But now it's 27 in a row against NCAA schools. You didn't know that?
I haven't thought about it that much. To be honest with you.
Right.
Really haven't thought into that. But, we just talked to girls. I would have never dreamed that this game was going to be the game, way it was.
Right.
I just thought the girls, we talked about this one game at a time. And, right now I know we're going to Abilene next week. And I don't think that game will be a 30-point game either.
When we play before the holiday break, I know it's a sample size of about a half a dozen games where you can really look at where your team's at and then make some changes, make some tweaks if you're able to. This is one of those trips, though, that I feel like if you're able to come here before the holiday break and get a win and get this thing off of your schedule and get out of here with a W, that is huge later on in the year.
I would agree. I was kind of like having this one too, Diane, because they're only going to get better. They're so young.
Yeah.
that they're going to get better, because I told the girls too, we kind of want to put in their brains that they can't beat us because we can play them at sub-state also.
Yes.
Because they're there. So, we kind of need to get that into play that they can't compete with us.
You have Abilene now, as you said, coming up on Tuesday. Kind of a unique week next week because you go Tuesday, Thursday, and you go against a 4A team in Abilene. You go against a 2A team that is very good in Hillsboro. And kind of a unique week. What do you know about the Cowgirls? I know they have a new head coach. They're kind of struggling a little bit, trying to get people in the right spot at the right time. And I know Coach Herman had some girls go out this year that hadn't been out in a while. What do you know about the Cowgirls? They'll still be a challenge, won't they?
Yeah, we played them this summer. And then, we've already got some film on them. Watched it. They have a girl that play the lefty that goes inside, whatever. So it just depends on how far we can push them out, not let that ball entry inside to her. And we need to control them and probably put a lot of pressure on their guard because I don't know how well their guard play is. I think they have inside play, but I don't know. We got to have some guards to be able to get it in there.
3-0 start. Enjoy your weekend. We will see you on Tuesday.
All right, thank you.
Head coach Shauna Smith. She coaches the undefeated Southeast of Saline Lady Trojans. They get a big 30-point win here on the road against the Beloit Lady Trojans. We're at halftime here of the boys contest. 24-23 is our score. Southeast of Saline leading it by 1. We're back after a 90-second break here on KINA.
Hunters, not only can we fill up your tanks 24/7, but we've stocked ammo for your sporting needs. Our wide variety will get you stocked up. We have new orders coming every week. Whether it's opening day or to shoot clay, we've got what you're looking for. We have the largest selection of ammunition in southern Saline County. During regular business hours, you can get your favorite pizza and snacks to have enough energy to win the day. Asaria Oil and Hardware, located in Asaria at the corner of Center and Main. We'll fill you up.
Frisbee Construction is a service organization for the commercial grain industry dedicated to giving you the best in planning, the best in quality, and the best of workmanship, and overall the best value for your dollar since 1949. Frisbee Construction specializes in new construction as well as remodel and repair of grain handling facilities throughout the Midwest. Frisbee Construction Company in Gypsum has emergency crews available as needed. For more information, go to frisbeeinc.com.
Maybe you don't play quarterback or make the highlight reel. Maybe you're not a high school athlete anymore. But just like an athlete, you can get first-class orthopedic care from Saline Ortho. Their doctors and staff strive to get you back to an injury-free, pain-free life as quickly as possible. Saline Ortho has a doctor on call 24/7 for all orthopedic injuries. So next time you're injured, trust the experts at Saline Ortho. Your voice, your choice, past, present, and future. See them online at salineortho.com.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
Back here just about ready for third quarter action. Southeast of Saline has a 1-point lead. 7 points so far for Luke Gebhardt, 6 for Eli Sawyers, 4 for Kason Lilly, 3 for Daniel Kerr, 2 for Drake Augustine and Jake Gebhardt. Wyatt Brockelman leading the way for Beloit. Noah Majadio keys to success here in the second half. Russ, I'm going to lend it to your thoughts. And I see a big goose egg right now next to the stats of Nakari Morikel-Palmer in scoring.
Yeah, I think, he's got to touch the ball. Every time down the floor, either Eli or Nakari has to touch the ball. You're not shooting it well. There's no shine around it. This zone, you got to bust it somehow, and I think you got to get it to the high post and work from there to get a shot open, whether it's for three or the short corner, but you got to get the ball in the hole.
This was a team in Southeast of Saline that we saw play Smoky Valley on Tuesday night at home. Smoky Valley was in a zone the entire first half. It was a 5-point game at the break, and then they went to man-to-man in the second half, and Southeast ran them out of the gym. Here's a take by Luke Gebhardt. He missed the layup here in half-court offense. Eli Sawyers, though, able to rebound, and then he was fouled. Sawyers will step to the free-throw line. This is another thing that I want to lend to your keys to success was free-throw shooting in the first half. Southeast of Saline didn't make a free throw. It's because they didn't shoot a free throw, not a single free throw attempt. And that's sometimes what a good zone does to you.
Yeah, they're getting a body on a body and blocking out. You're not getting second chance points. You got to get offensive rebounds close to the rim to go up and go get it.
Sawyer splashes 2 free throws home here. He'll give Southeast of Saline a 3-point lead. Eli now has 8. Little full court man-to-man pressure here by Southeast of Saline. Daniel Kerr into the backcourt against Noah Gersner. Drake Augustine is assigned to Wyatt Brockelman, who was leading the way at halftime for Beloit with 11 points. Here's a steal now. Sawyers comes down with it up the floor to Nakari. Nakari let himself a little too far underneath the basket, but then a controlled dribble gets him back into the court of play, and Nakari has scored his first basket of the night.
Yeah, defender on the right side goes up with the left hand. Great job by Nakari. Get that first bucket out of the way early and then continue the success on the offensive end.
How important is it for you to get after it on defense and get out and run the floor and not let that zone get set?
Yeah, you have to get up and run, right, just like right here.
Gebhardt gets gathered up. The kick out from Nakari. That ball all the way around the inside of the cylinder. Touched every part of it as it took 360 around the world and then fell out. 28-23 remains our score. Southeast of Saline leading by 5. They have scored the first 4 points of this third quarter. Here's a near steal. Augustine. Ball squirts loose. Drake pulls it away. Here comes Drake up the floor. Left-hand side. All the way to the cup. Can't get it, but Sawyers tips it home.
And defense leads to offense. Right there you get a quick timeout here by Beloit. But a great job. A 30-second timeout by Beloit. But right there, get out and get the break. You got to get the ball up the court, across midcourt. Don't let that zone allow to get set up. That three by Gebhardt on that last possession, that was a great shot. He was extremely wide open, but it was caused by a drive that made the team collapse inside the lane. They were able to kick it out.
Some scores for you along the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Of course, the Mayor's Cup on the line tonight. The Salina Central girls beat Salina South 41-35. Also a score in Chapman. Hard to believe. Chapman, Lady Irish tonight, they beat Bishop Ward 64-3. We will see Chapman later on in the schedule. I believe that's a game usually falls in the first week of February.
Wow.
3 points. Full court pressure here out of the timeout. We are 90 seconds in to this third quarter where Southeast of Salina started on a 6-0 run. Loose ball. Sawyers nearly got it, but Eilert will beat him to it. Now up the floor to Gerstner. Gerstner in a Trojan double team. He is in trouble. Now he finds a friend down along the baseline. That ball's tipped. Beisner still comes up with it. Now goes from one side of the rim to the other and scores. Nifty move there by Bryce Beisner.
Yeah, and once again, Nakari getting left on an island down there by himself as the defense over-pursues out to the three-point line.
First basket of the half for Beloit, 30-25. Southeast of Saline now on offense. Sawyers has it in three-point land. He's going to drive to the basket. Tried the reverse. Beisner there to deny. Boy, Beisner's done some film study on these Southeast kids. He knows they like to go reverse layup. Here's Nakari now from 17. He'll put it home for his second basket of the half.
Yeah, and 2 for 2 in the second half. So I think the ball has to go through number 2 as you're going to get a quick foul right here against Drake Augustine in the backcourt. Well, back to that offensive possession. You know, they're doing a much better job of penetrating the zone. You got to get the zone to collapse in the paint to kick it out and kind of get it off balance.
Drake Augustine ticketed with the foul. That'll be his third personal foul here in this game so far. He remains on the floor. Here's a steal. Daniel Kerr takes it away from Beloit for the second time in the half. Danny all the way to the cup. Finished with his left hand, and it's good. I think the defender that was running and chasing Daniel Kerr that time was caught off guard by Daniel being a left-hander. He came up, tried to contest the shot, then all of a sudden, he was on the arm.
Yeah, he kind of went up 2 hands and at the last second put it in his left hand, and Daniel, being a southpaw, is just very comfortable on either side of the basket with that left hand.
Noah Gerstner guilty of the foul. That is number 2 for him. Kerr on the lay-in. Free throw attempt on the way. Rattles out, pops up, and goes out. Here's another final on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Our opponent on Tuesday, the Abilene Cowgirls. They lost tonight in Augusta. Augusta takes that one in a low-scoring affair, 38-25. Here's Beisner on the inside, turned, scores. Now he will get the hoop and some harm. 3-point play opportunity coming up for Beisner.
Yeah, and Eli Sawyer's there trying to come around the low side to get that steal. It worked a couple times. That time the offender did a great job of sealing him off, spinning directly as soon as he caught it, and Nakari down there to pick up his second foul.
Free throw up and good. Beisner carrying the torch for Beloit here in this third quarter. We're 3 minutes in. He has 5 points in the period. 7 for the game. Gebhardt with it right down the middle of the lane. Finger roll is good. That's the second time Luke Gebhardt has put a finger roll demonstration on right down the middle of this zone.
Yeah, and Luke's got it figured out. That's about the third time in 5 possessions that he has taken it and drove it right down the middle of the lane.
Here's Beloit rising up, shooting. That won't go. Nakari Morkel-Palmer, a couple of tips. It ends up with Drew Richardson. Here comes Southeast up the floor. Richardson for 3. That one goes around and pops out. How many three-pointers have we seen tonight from the outside by Southeast that they're in the cup and all of a sudden they're not?
Yeah, that one rolled around almost twice on the inside of the rim and came out, but you got to step down here. I think you got to adjust your defense and either play behind or all the way in front on the low post.
Boy, Eilert's lucky he didn't get called with a player control foul there. He was not comfortable with the pressure Luke Gebhardt was putting on him defensively and just kind of put his forearm in Luke's chest and pushed him away. The official let it go. Now Beisner inside gets fouled again. This one will go against Nakari Morkel-Palmer, and that is 3 for Nakari. So Nakari and Drake Augustine and Jake Gebhardt all have 3 fouls.
Yeah, that was kind of a cheap foul right there. It spun in the lane, and I think Nakari was trying to get out of the way, but he couldn't almost get out of his own way right there as a defender. Kind of did a great job and went exactly what he needed to do right on into him.
Bryce Beisner with the free throw. That's good. Daniel Kerr will come out. Case and Lilly in for him. So it's Luke, Eli Sawyers, Nakari Morkel-Palmer, Case and Lilly, Drew Richardson. Again, Bryson Flax has that deep bench at his disposal. Second free throw by Beisner, up and good. 4 minutes left here in the third. We are halfway through this quarter, 36-30. Southeast of Saline leading it by 2 possessions. Southeast with it on the right-hand side. Richardson, he passes all the way through the defense to the baseline. Nakari now out to Kaysen Lilly for a rainmaker. 7 points by Kaysen Lilly after he drains that 3.
Yeah, and a great job getting the ball down low and then getting it back out as Lilly is wide open for 3.
It seems, Russ, to me, Beloit is playing extremely well. And you look at the scoreboard and they're down by 9.
Yeah.
Is that your first hint that Southeast is pretty good?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right because the defense, this zone defense is no joke for Beloit. Southeast has not shot the ball well, yet they're still up 9 points.
You also have to take an asterisk of attention to this game and put it in your memory bank, and I'll tell you why. Here's a break off the rebound. Nakari to Kaysen Lilly, and the break ends up in 2 more for Kaysen Lilly. Kaysen now with 9 points in this contest. Remember, he was Southeast of Saline's leading scorer in game number 1 against Heston with 14. 41-30. Inside, a little stop and pop by Brody Litton, his first basket of the night.
Yeah, Nakari couldn't really do anything there with 3 fouls. He don't want to get too aggressive.
2:40 left to go in the third. Sawyer's inside in a triple team. He'll go to the rack and fouled on the floor. The third team foul against Beloit. The reason I said you got to put this one in your memory bank and put a little asterisk by it for later on in the season is because when sub-state pairings came out and the 8 teams that are all going to meet up eventually in Russell for the semifinal and the final, Beloit and Southeast are both in the Russell sub-state. So we could see these guys 4 times this year as they are at the Sterling tournament again as well.
Yeah, and right now you got to figure out as another 3 by Lilly here gets cashed over there with a hand right in his face.
Kaysen Lilly putting it on his shoulders offensively here for Southeast of Saline. 8 in the quarter, 12 for the game. Here's Litton back inside. His big body on the turnaround won't go. Put back, no good. Sawyers claims it up on the backside. Here comes Sawyers, leading a 4-on-2 break. Gets all the way into the lane and has it taken away. Nice play there by Beloit. That is just the 4th turnover for Southeast. Here's a block now by Jake Gebhardt and a foul called. Oh, my gosh. That ball was a half a foot out of the hand of the shooter. They're going to call a foul down low on Nakari. Nakari's not even on the floor.
11.
Now they're going to say it is Jake Gebhardt, and that's 4 on Jake.
I mean, I think Nakari was just as close as Jake was as picking up that foul. Nakari's sitting about 6 foot from Bryson Flax, so tough break right there. That's going to be Jake's 4th foul.
Bryson Flax wanting an explanation on that one. He is talking with the official. Jake Gebhardt coming off with a smile, and he's wanting to know, what the heck did I do? Bryson Flax tells him to relax, have a seat. Second free throw by Gerstner is no good. And Beloit, along with southeast of Saline, going forward on the baseline. They're going to say it's out of bounds off of Caden Isaacson. 2 minutes left to play here in the third. 44-33.
Yeah, and you're going to get a stoppage of play here. It looked like number 42 from Beloit, Brody Litton, kind of leaning on Caden Isaacson and shoving him out of the way. I watched Caden play football all year. I think I'll take him all day long.
You don't suspect he'll back down, do you?
No, not at all.
Up top, Brockelman with the basketball. He led this Beloit team in double-digit scoring in the first half, but has yet to see a bucket here in the second half. Thanks partially to Drake Augustine, but now Eli Sawyer's guarding him. Brockelman trying to go to the elbow. He does. Sawyer's there to contest it. Litton on the rebound, puts it back in. Brody Litton has 2 baskets in this game.
Yeah, and right now if you're Southeast, you got to contain this third quarter. You're very oversized right now, so you have to be smart with the basketball on the offensive end.
Well, that's got to be tough, though, on Wyatt Brockelman. You're 6 foot. You take a little step-back jumper at the elbow. And a traveling violation here on southeast of Saline. I'm not sure that's legit call either.
No, that was a good call. He took
there.
one step, and then he did not come down straight and go back up. He 1-2'd after he'd already taken one. So that is a good call by the official on the far side.
Laptop in my way there. 1:12 left to go here in the third. 44-35. Southeast once up by 12. Beloit now scored the last 3. Eilert has it. He'll dump it off now to Brockelman. Brockelman's three-pointer won't go. Sawyer's inside, hacked from behind. Eli's done a much better job. He has turned it up as far as being physical and being a presence in the paint here for Southeast in this second half.
Yeah, a much better job of going to the glass. I think they're getting a body on a body, but they're not going to get the ball. They're blocking out and holding it, but the ball's hitting the floor, allowing everybody to get back around.
Bryson Flax will give Sawyers a break here. Nakari Morkel-Palmer back into the game. Last minute of the third. 44-35. It's a 9-point Southeast of Saline lead. Isaacson has it. He plays it over the top of the defense to Gebhardt. Now Caden gets it back. It's Luke Gebhardt on the floor right now. Here's a ball. It's kind of loose. Case and Lilly will come pick it up and then end up losing it as Eilert pulls it away. Spin move in the paint. Eilert's going to lose it along the baseline, and it will stay with Southeast of Saline. It's good hustle play by Case and Lilly, but I'm not sure why he didn't let that ball go.
Yeah, instincts kicked in right there to try to save it. So nothing wrong right there, just a great hustle play.
And Luke was in that mix too. Kaysen may not have been sure who it was off of. Here's the shot up, no good. Nakari climbing the ladder for the rebound. Southeast can control the end of the quarter here. 21 seconds left. Gebhardt says, I want the three. Drains it. Luke Gebhardt coming up big again in this game. 12 points. 12 seconds left to go.
You got to play smart defense in this last 10 seconds. Don't pick up a cheap foul.
6 seconds now. Beloit just now gets it across the timeline. Gerstner with it. Tried to no-look it across the paint. Nakari there to take it away, and a foul called against Beloit. 5 team fouls on the Beloit Trojans, and that leaves a single second on the clock for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing here, Southeast is going to get it with 1 second left and not really much for a possession, and Beloit's going to get the ball coming out to start the fourth quarter.
Gebhardt might test his arm here. There's a 2/3 court shot that is up, and it hits the net hanging from the ceiling. 47-35 is our count here at the end of the third quarter. Southeast of Saline leads it by a dozen. As we take you to the fourth and final quarter, it's brought to you by Salina Ortho on KINA.
At home or on the road, K4 Garage will keep you moving. With over 12 years of mechanic experience, owner Nick Trout will diagnose and repair your engine to keep you in the game. Full service gas, diesel, or tires. K4 Garage also has a fully stocked convenience store with snacks and drinks. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 6, Saturday from 9 until 3. Trust K4 Garage with keeping you on the road. And if it has oil, they can change it at K4 Garage.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Salina Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salinaortho.com. Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
Back here in Beloit, I'm Devin Haney. That's Russ Kossel. 12-point lead here for Southeast of Saline's Trojans, Russ, as right now they are scrapping for everything they can get.
Yeah, this defense is much better in the second half, much cleaner, only 4 fouls in that quarter. The only thing you run into is you got one guy with 4, a couple with 3, so you still got to play clean in this fourth quarter.
Southeast has not had the luxury of generating points at the free throw line here in this game. They've only shot 2 free throws the whole contest, and that was an Eli Sawyer's trip that went 2 for 2. Nonetheless, they lead it by 12, 47-35. And a foul underneath.
No, that is tough. A tough foul on Caden Isaacson. He's taken shot after shot and forearm in the back of his neck down there as the guy's trying to get through him, and all he's doing is putting his hands out to his side, shuffling his feet and using his body weight, and he took about 3 shots to the back of the head on that possession.
You don't think he'll back down, do you?
Don't think so.
That's fun. Just the first foul on Caden, too. He still has some fun to be had in there if he wants to keep being physical. Here's a hanger at the basket and a score by Bryce Beisner. He is in double digits now with 11. He is now tied Wyatt Brockelman for leading scorer honors. For Beloit, all of Brockelman's points came in the first half. He has not scored here in the second half so far. Lilly on the right-hand side. He's out there with Daniel Kerr, Drake Augustine, Luke Gebhardt, and Caden Isaacson. As Southeast of Saline goes very small here. Gebhardt standing at the free throw line, high post. Luke right now is your post presence, if you will. Another foul here on Beloit. This one called against Quinn Eilert. That's number 6 for Beloit. The next one will put Southeast of Saline at the line.
And I think that's okay having Luke at that high post. His vision is extremely well all over this court.
Yeah. Lilly has it. He swings it left now and ends up with Augustine in front of the Southeast of Saline bench. Back out to Daniel Kerr. A little 5-out offense right now being played by Southeast of Saline. Occasionally they'll have a cutter that goes through the paint. Right now it's Isaacson. He's trying to post in down low, looking for the ball, but it's being played out top. Kind of looks like Southeast is in clock burn mode here. They're not really in a big hurry to do anything with this basketball. As long as they don't turn it over, that would be a positive thing.
Yeah, I think
they are buying time for some guys to get rest and recover from foul trouble right now.
Yeah, and you just take it as you can with this possession. That's a great pass by Caden Isaacson, and another slap of the backboard in the layups up on the rim.
Yeah, that's the second time Beloit has rocked the backboard with a ball up on the rim for Southeast of Saline. Of course, by book, that is goaltending, but it hasn't been called for some reason. Isaacson will come out. Nakari Morikel-Palmer will check in for Southeast of Saline. 6:19 left to go. Still looking for the first points for the Southeast Trojans, and they throw it away. Nakari came back to Kason Lilly on the left, too hot, and throws it away. 4 turnovers in the half for Southeast, 7 for the game. Beloit has 8.
Yeah, and you got to continue to play your stymie defense that has got you this far. You just have to be smart, move your feet, don't pick up cheap fouls all the way on the other side of the court.
Gerstner in the backcourt. He's being hounded by Drake Augustine. Augustine brings it defensively with Gerstner across the timeline. Now over to Brockelman. Augustine will step to him now. Brockelman turns, plays it out. The Beloit student body standing on the far side. Gerstner with a step back 3. Got it.
It's a big shot right there for Gerstner. They're kind of stagnant on the offensive end for Beloit. If you're Southeast, you got to settle down and work this ball through the high post every time.
9 points for Noah Gerstner. Inside, Nakari has it. He's bumped, fouled, and a one-on-one coming up for Nakari Morikel-Palmer.
And now going to the free throw line. You haven't shot a lot of free throws in this game, but you're going to have to knock them down as the lead is now down to 7. So you're going to have to put the ball in the hoop.
Bryce Beisner guilty of the foul. That'll be number 2 on him. As I said, team foul number 7. Eli Sawyers will check in here for Southeast of Saline. Nakari Morikel-Palmer at the line shooting 1-1. First free throw up and good.
So a little clarification on the backboard getting slapped here as the ball's up on the rim. It's not goaltending. It's the same thing, basket interference. I mean, same result, but it can also, in the rule book, it says it can be a technical foul on the team if it continues to happen, and that is twice now.
That's where I was coming from, is it being a technical and not so much goaltending, but yeah, it's whatever. 5:36 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Beloit with it, and now a timeout will be called by the Trojans of Beloit. It is a full timeout. We will step aside and take it as well. 5:26 left to go in this one. Southeast of Saline leading Beloit 48-40 here on KINA.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Suburban Appliance Center is your official dealer for Traeger grills. Check out this 6-in-1 versatile unit that grills, bakes, smokes, roasts, braces, and barbecues. Suburban is your exclusive dealer for the Traeger Timberline series, and they have your Traeger spices too. Suburban Appliance Center, they are locally owned and they offer appliance brands like Amana, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, and of course Maytag. Suburban also offers exceptional service. Suburban Appliance Center, 1900 South 9th.
Work hard, play hard. Good luck, Trojans, from Roselawn Memorial Park in Salina. To learn more, visit roselawnsalina.com.
So far, just 1 point here in the first 2.5 minutes of the fourth quarter for Southeast of Saline. They lead it 48-40. Devin Haney, Russ Kossel back here, along with Brian Dennett, who's providing live stream video on SalinaPost.com. You can get a good visual of this contest. These two Trojan teams in the NCAA doing battle here on Beloit's home floor. 8-point lead for Southeast of Saline. Beloit has the basketball. A little pick and pop situation there for Beloit. Nothing working. They go back down into the low post, and a diving save attempt by Eli Johnson. Didn't get there in time. It's a turnover for Beloit. Southeast of Saline will get it back.
And that's great defense by Drake Augustine down there. Undersized, fronting the guy. Goes up, a bad pass only because of the great defense and the fronting by Drake Augustine.
I have a little devil's advocate situation here I want to throw to you after Nakari missed that first lob by Luke Gebhardt, but he always there to put it back in as he gets up and off the floor faster than anybody else I've probably ever seen before. 50-40. Southeast of Saline by 10. Here's Brockelman pulling up for two, and he gets it. So the strength of Beloit right now has been their zone defense, has it not?
Yes.
If you're up by 8 points and you're Southeast of Saline, at what point in this fourth quarter do you just pull this ball out towards half court and make them come out and match up?
I mean, you have to, unless Eli Sawyers is going to keep shooting threes and knocking them down. But
he did that time.
I mean, you were only up 5 points right there. I think you got to be smart with the basketball. That's one of them ones. No, that's a terrible. Yeah, that's a good shot, but that's not a good shot when you look at it.
53-42. They were up 11. That scoreboard was slow. They were up 8 before that three-pointer. That three-pointer makes it an 11-point lead for Southeast of Saline.
And that's something that's changed on the defensive end now. That's 3 possessions in a row, 3 turnovers, all forced because Southeast of Saline has now went from playing that three-quarter front to all the way in front, and they're trying to lob it over and just haven't been there all night, and they've been throwing it out of bounds.
The problem when you lob over the top of a front defender on the backside for Southeast of Saline, there's always going to be an athlete.
Yes.
And they can come in and help pretty quick. Gebhardt has it. Left-hand side now, Augustine. He'll get his way in the paint. Little shovel pass to Nakari, who probably could have rocked the rim, but he just goes up and lays it in with a soft little feather touch.
Yeah, didn't quite catch it clean enough to throw that one down, but did the right thing right there to just lay it up. Great defense by Eli Sawyers right there.
Biggest lead of the game. It's a 5-on-2 break. Nakari out to Sawyers for 3. Won't go. Battle for the rebound. Daniel Kerr trying to get after it, and it's going to be on the baseline and awarded to the Beloit Trojans.
I think you're okay with that shot if you're Bryson Flax. He just hit one. He had great defense, had a run-out, wide-open kick. Why not shoot it?
Here comes Beloit now. Got to think about maybe what they're thinking. Down by a baker's dozen, the biggest deficit of the night so far. And time starting to melt away. 3:22 left to go in this one. Southeast of Saline working through all these would-be screens for Beloit. Here's Eilert inside. His shot won't go. Luke Gebhardt with the rebound. Luke bringing it up the floor. Now he'll put on the brakes at the three-point line. Nakari, he'll launch long distance in the hole. Nakari Morical Palmer has exploded in this fourth quarter. He had been quiet all game long with just 4 points, but now here in the fourth quarter, he has 8. 58-42 42 is our score. A full timeout by Beloit. We will take it as well. 3:04 left to go in this one on KINA.
Hunters, don't miss the 2023 Whitetail Summit. This is an opportunity to hear from some of the most highly regarded experts in the whitetail management field. Our event will feature Dr. Bronson Strickland from Mississippi State University and Don Higgins, founder of Real World Wildlife and co-host of the Chasing Giants podcast, as well as Wes Delks, a Higgins outdoor consultant. This event will include a meal and exclusive show specials from our sponsors. Doors open at 9:30 a.m. Saturday, February 18th at the Tony's Pizza Event Center. Go to phillipsseed.com for more details.
Your hard-working John Deere compact utility tractor deserves to be taken care of. And right now is the best time to get your equipment serviced at Prairie Land Partners. Choose from a silver or gold service package on compact tractors under 100 horsepower. Plus, they are offering hauling specials for your convenience. Visit prairielandpartners.com or call today to get your equipment serviced by a John Deere certified technician.
Delivering the right solution. Prairie Land Partners.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
Out of the inbounds, Drake Augustine takes it away from Beloit. That is 4 consecutive possessions now for Beloit, Russ, as you said, with a turnover.
Yeah, it's all due to the pressure by Southeast Saline.
Daniel Kerr for 3. Why not? Let's just blow this one wide open, says Daniel. 8 points now for him. This has turned into a 19-point game here in the fourth quarter. How quick did that happen?
And they had it to single digits. I think it was 9 at one point in this quarter.
Yep, down by 9. It was a 12-point margin. At the end of the third, Beloit scored the first 3 from Noah Gerstner to make it a 9-point game. And since then, it has been all southeast of Saline. They are currently on a 10-0 run. Bryce Beisner at the free throw line. His first free throw won't go. Second one coming up.
Yeah, that last foul on Sawyers right there just couldn't quite. He was on his way to get around in the front. The ball got in there quick, and he just couldn't get out of the way.
Second free throw won't come out either. Fight for the rebound. Comes off the backboard. Luke Gebhardt will scoop it up. Here comes Gebhardt now down the floor. Retreats. Throws it up at the rim. Sawyer's looking after it, and then he gets shoved in the back. Sawyers throws the ball at a Beloit defender, and now we have a technical foul on Sawyers.
Yeah, and you got to contain yourself. Unfortunately, you do get pushed in the back, but, you have to – it's unfortunate. I mean, that's all there is to it. You have to contain yourself right there, and knowing that it didn't get called, that the second guy's always going to get called every time that happens.
Yep. Sawyers was going up on a lob from Luke Gebhardt, and he was –
oh, wait a minute.
Held – I think they're going to have him hit the shooting foul first. It is a shooting foul. They're going to have him do this first because he was held down on the floor and also pushed in the back. And then he turns around and reactively tosses the ball at Gerstner. And that's where the technical came in. Sawyers makes the first of 2. He has 14 points here tonight.
Yeah, now you're going to get 2 free throws by Beloit. Beloit will get the ball back. Fortunately, this game kind of broke open now by 20, and, I mean, you hate to see it. If it's going to happen, I guess this is the time for it to happen when you got this big lead, but I think that'll be a learning moment for Eli Sawyers and a teaching moment for this coaching staff.
2 free throws by Bryce Beisner, both good. 4 points in the quarter. Now he's sitting on a baker's dozen with 13. 2:21 left to go. It is 62-44. This momentarily was a 20-point lead for southeast of Saline.
Southeast not laying back. Still heavy pressure.
Pull up by Wyatt Brockelman is good. His second bucket of the fourth quarter. He has 15. And now a timeout call. 2:09 left to go in this one. It's a 16-point game, and it's a 30. We'll step aside here on KINA.
Hi, it's Sarah.
And Addison.
Are you the guy who doesn't know what to give your wife or parents for Christmas because they already have everything? Give them the gift of time from Mary Maids in Salina and Abilene. It's perfect. Who doesn't need more time? Gift certificates are available in any denomination. Mary Maids can clean your house from top to bottom. So give the gift of time this Christmas with a gift certificate from Mary Maids in Salina and Abilene.
Find Mary Maids on Facebook or at marymaids.com.
Mary Maids, relax. It's done.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
62-46 our score. Devin Haney, Russ Kossel back here. Southeast of Saline trying to put this one away with 2 minutes left to go in the game. This game went back and forth early on as Sawyers gets the ball inside, and he's going to rise up and score again. 6 points here in the quarter. 16 for the game for Eli Sawyers. His largest output of the season so far.
And still a full court press. And that offensive play, you get Eli Sawyers the ball anywhere from 1 to 2 feet from the basket. He'd take that all day long.
Steal by Drake Augustine. He'll pull it up on the right-hand side now. Little shovel pass to Nakari. Nakari is looking for Sawyers. It gets poked away, and Nakari's just going to pick it up and cash it back in. Boy, he has really turned it on offensively here in this fourth quarter. 90 seconds left to go. Beloit back with the basketball, trailing by 20. It's been the biggest lead for Southeast, and now another steal. Here comes Southeast up the floor, all the way to the rack. Sawyers got another one.
Yeah, Beloit just gets tired. They've been tired since about midway through the third, just getting beat up and down the floor in offense and defense.
Yeah, we've seen about the last 2.5 minutes of each quarter. Beloit just kind of run out of gas, haven't we?
Yeah, exactly, and Nakari with a block right there.
Nakari all the way down Broadway, tried to scoop and score, got smacked in the face. He'll remain on the baseline, trying to make sure everything is there, and Daniel Kerr gets the steal. Now off to Gebhardt, now to Sawyers, who will just hold it at the timeline. Looks like Southeast is happy with this one. Beloit looks like they are too, and the last 35 seconds are running off the clock. 68-46. Looks like it'll be our final score. Southeast of Saline dribbling out this last almost minute.
Yeah, and what a second half. What a second half performance by Southeast of Saline. They get it down to single digits, and you're going to come away with a 22-point win after it was down to single digits in the second half. So that bucket by Nakari Morkel-Palmer that got him going in the second half is going to really finish this one out.
Getting the Southeast student body here, and they are doing their best to cheer on the Trojans, who get a clean sweep off of Beloit here tonight. It's the third time this season both boys and girls win on the same night, and they both get big victories here over their foes from the NCAA League. Once again, our final score, Southeast of Saline wins it 65-46. Postgame starts now. It's brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers, as we will give you stats from this game and also a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the game. It's all coming up here on KINA.